Just to spoon you know. If the children cry for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, moreover, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat keep on congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What you want? Yes, what you about today? School TV. Yes, what you about today? School TV. School TV. Skiddy dabaro. School TV. School entertainment. Cool. Yes, cool today. Cool today. Yes, I information. Well, to the school to be yes, school television. Yes,
Charges on the beat.
To the school to get your information. To the school to be part of our discussion. School television. School radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, moreover, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to
Okay, well, folks, welcome to the biggest thing that takes place on radio, online, on your television stream at about this time. Spoon Talk, live for you here on Spoon 107.5 FM, Fabric 101.1 FM, Super 95.5. We are live on all of our online platforms, Spoon TV, Super TV, Fabric TV, as well as on YouTube, Spoon Talk. Join us, because this is where fascinating discussions are held. I'd like to say welcome to all of you and good evening. My name is Aaron Kuban, and I'm your sound coordinator for tonight's edition of the program. Let me say thanks to all of you and welcome Dr. Rachel Singh and James Samuel Good Day Flomo. James and Samuel Good Day and Flomo. Good evening, welcome from my end. Dr. Rachel Singh.
Yes, Aaron Kuban.
Let me do this. I hope you come from this side. Okay.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you now. Get up.
Okay.
You hear me too?
Yes, I'm hearing
I'm
good
hearing
day.
you.
Um, yeah. Hold on a second, okay? How you guys doing today?
Come on, Emil. I don't know
Uh,
about you.
for me, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm
Oh,
fine.
that's
Very
good.
much okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad God is taking care of all three of us and our family members and friends and the Spoon audience. Aaron, actually, I like your introduction. I like your energy that you brought when you were doing your introduction. That was really awesome. Um,
Yeah.
well, we're here again today. Tell us some of the trending news, and I'm going to excuse myself for a second. Okay, I just have to get something from my printer.
Yeah. So
So go ahead.
okay, so James, I'll be speaking to James and the audience out there, and I know you'll be listening in the back. The first trending news here is that on Saturday is my birthday, James. That's the number one.
You
That's
you
Sunday.
you
Sorry, that's it. Saturday, Sunday,
you
Sunday,
get
May 28th.
you get birthday.
Uh, uh,
What you want to say?
Sunday is my birthday. I was born May 28th. Yeah, so Sunday is my birthday.
And the man missing your own
Um,
birthday. Though. What?
no,
You
the
missing the
days. You're for the
day.
date. So,
I
so
said you missing
yes,
the
I'm missing the
day.
date.
You missing the day. You got it did right, but you missing the day.
Yeah, because I didn't look at the calendar to be looking for the all those things. So that's the first trending news. Another thing is that um journalists, supporters, well wishers, and sympathizers of the alternative national congress are about now trooping into Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County for the naming of Fiscal 2. Mr. Cummings is expected to name Fiscal 2. And so, and if you move it around now, especially the ANC folks, that's the things that are trending. That's one of the things that's trending. They're talking about Buchanan. I'm hoping to be in Buchanan tomorrow morning or either in the afternoon to witness that event. We'll be there taking everything good, bad, wicked, ugly, fun, beautiful. Everything will be reporting them. We'll not
You know
be picking them.
one thing about their name. If you are saying fixer, when you're not careful, you say faker.
No, no. They think about it. The fixer sometimes too. It can be those guys in the area like a mold we fixer, but it can
Yeah,
also
you
be a
got to
good.
fix
It's
it.
also
Yeah,
it has a good definition also. So yeah.
it has.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
means
has a lot.
people who can fix things when it's spoiled can fix it. So Cummins is fixer one, and the whosoever will be named will be fixer two. But James, the big news today, um, Madam Mandela Cooper of the
Okay.
Movement for One Liberia endorsed the JMB JKK ticket of the Unity Party. Um, at that event, there were several speeches made, and Madam Boto Kane of Babalu County. Madam Boto Kane was one of those who was very, heavily battle to get that seat because there were issues about country devil coming outside, going to court and all of those things. But she finally got a seat as an independent candidate. She says she's on a rescue train, according to her. She's on a rescue train. She's going to deliver Babalu County to Honorable Joseph Yuman Boaka. So she has pledged her support at another endorsement ceremony. I don't know whether there will be a program held in Babalu County, with her supporting Joseph Imabwaka.
So let me ask you. Did I hear
Yeah,
you? Did I hear you, Claire, that Madam Mandela Cooper endorsed the rescue ticket?
yeah. Today,
So
the
so
event
it
was held
means they
today.
got 0.75% support today.
James, votes or whatsoever you want to tell me is not something that is kept in a warehouse. You don't keep vote somewhere, you like it, and something. So what is 0.5%, or maybe it may increase or maybe reduce. I can say they got
The last election,
0.5%.
she got 11,645 votes, summing up to 0.75%. Yeah, no, I think
11,000.
I just want to
Yeah, she might.
bring the
We don't know
numerical
whether the entire
reports.
11,000 will go to Joseph Boaka or less than that. or more than that because it's not kept in a bank.
Oh,
Okay, you can
that today
they
you're
only keep
talking
money
that
in a
one,
bank
but
and
we're calling Kumi 7%, you can be there. Yeah. When we say Kumi at 7%, you can say, oh. Talk.
what
Go
what.
ahead.
But no one can change. That's James. No one can change.
That
It's
already
not.
see you see that I had a look at you that today number can change, you Kumi but number can change.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not one of those who will say Kumi will get 7%. No, I'm very analytical and rational. I will not sit there and say Kumi will get 7% this election. No, it might reduce or it might increase because the number is not static. Okay, it will not remain there. The National Electoral Commission, he pack the 100,000 plus person that voted for Kumis in a single bank that every election they will just kind of say Kumi, 7%. No, it will increase. Okay, or
I
maybe
just
it may
want for
reduce.
Liberia to know that Ambassador Joseph Barker got 0.75% vote, less than 1% today. He got it today. That the record reflects
So
it.
Kude, are you trying to say that Mandela Cooper didn't bring significant votes to?
0.75% are not significant.
No, not in my book. At least 1% would have been fine.
Nah, you my book.
But,
So
but,
in your
but
book,
James,
11,000 and number. In your book,
James,
11,000 and number.
No, I mean,
James,
for any kind of vote would
Yeah.
be any kind of vote is appreciated, but for the anyway, the nature of
James, we're not looking at the number of votes, but we're looking at because Labrador's election is won by how you call it percentage,
What?
50% plus one. So
correct.
you
So
talk about
11%,
50% plus one, less than 1%, less
uh-huh.
than 1% is nothing for 50
So,
plus one.
so her number is significant, right? You just need 0.25% to sum up to 1%. And then when you get 50, it reach to plus one. You win already.
That could be another side of it,
When you get
but
49,
it's a
you
very
get 49,
it's a
you get
very
that number, it
minute
reach to 50 plus your one vote. You win.
it's a very minute portion of 50 plus one. It doesn't, but it's also an incremental or a boost to
Yeah, we
Honorable
can
Joseph
say that.
Baka.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a boost. Okay,
Yeah, we
and
can say that.
it also is a demonstration of the unison that is required or that is being cried about in the opposition. It shows that
That
the
already
opposition
seen?
is united.
Aaron has still coming. That already seen. You see what's happening on the live screen. Everything changed within a second. Everybody now saying the number important. But when as soon as I open my mouth, I say, "Oh, Kumi's at 7%." Again, yo,
Uh, uh,
go ahead, Aaron.
yeah. No, I mean,
So there were statements made.
go ahead, Aaron.
So there were statements made. I want to picky bet on some of the statements that were made.
Yeah.
You had Senator Jeremiah Kuhn throwing jabs at the vice president. He said she's there asking what the rescue mission means when she, in fact, every since they elected President George Weah in 2017, from 2018 up to now, the vice president, the president can see eye to eye. They're making plow. They can only pretend in the public. So these are people that are close to the power that big. They are senators. So if he says something, apparently he knows what is happening in the back end. So he said, up to now, the president and the vice president can see eye to eye. They're making noise, and she's asking who they're going to rescue. He said they are and two of them are amongst the people they're going to rescue. They're going to rescue two of them to have peace among themselves. That was one of the speeches he made. Then the vice president came out to send a jab out. He said the present leaders we have in the country, according to him, he drew an analogy that he said, where you tie the goat is where it will eat. But for this government, for the leaders we have now, where you tie the goat, this goat, it will eat the tree you tie on, it will eat a rope, eat the sand, eat the ground, then it gets on the owner and eat the owner. So that's how it's happening in this country. So he's coming to rescue the people from such a very aggressive goat. So when you see some of the United Party people mentioning goats being of recent, you will know that that's the reason. That because Joseph Baka, he was very very much punchy today for the first time. I even stated, I said since I started attending Joseph Baka's press conferences or events, it was today I heard exactly what he wanted to say. Because I don't know whether the technical guys, they don't increase the microphone because the old man is not a punchy person. Sometimes he's speaking, you don't understand exactly what he's saying. Like
Mm-hmm.
at the United Party program with the name Jeremiah Kun, many of us did not hear what the vice president said. I said, sorry.
Yeah, I couldn't
In
understand anymore. Yeah.
Yes, in Grand Bassa County, I didn't understand anything that he said. It was almost like someone just whispering in your ear. So I didn't understand anything. It was only today at if we mention it, some of the major programs that have been held in the United Party was only today that I understood the vice president and listened to him. And I don't know whether he doesn't want to speak loud or the old age is one of the reasons for which he doesn't speak, or maybe that are just in there, they are psychiatrists, or
No,
they
he
are
said
psychologists.
but Aaron, you mentioned the technical issue. Maybe they have to remember you said that maybe they increased the mic today.
Yeah, apparently they increased the mark today, but I like to state for the record that it was the first time of recent. It was the first time for me to understand or listen to Joseph Imambuaka. All the events I go. In fact, when I bring the news, I don't bring it sound because we don't hear anything. I'm not. I'm doing it intentionally, but I have to listen to what you're saying before I get the news from it. Even when we went to Bassa, I didn't bring a sound because I didn't understand anything for him. In Morovia, yeah, I didn't bring a sound in the news because I didn't understand anything for him. Okay, so
James, you got clips so we can play it because I'm sorry I didn't watch it. That I was doing something else. Yeah, so James can probably play so maybe we can understand some things because this good story sound interesting.
yeah, the goat, the goat is well, it's not a goat. And why we eat, but the other goats then we get now, the goats that we have in our country now, they will eat a tree, tie them on, they eat a rope, they eat a ground, they eat a sand, then they eat the unos. That's what going on now. So another thing that is trending in the country is the issue about the 100 million drugs that are not going away.
Ah.
Yeah, the lawyer, one of the criminal lawyers in this country, Councillor Arthur Johnson, keeps digging hole and blowing more holes in the prosecution's decision to allow that case to go. He said they were weak in their decision because of procedural errors. Yes, yeah. There were several procedural errors that went on. The issue about finding the guys in possession of the drugs. You saw that TRH was in possession of the drugs and not the guys who were arrested. So if you want to arrest them, the lawyers could say, as far as we're concerned, it was not the container that the guys wanted to buy. So apparently the prosecution did not do their work well, or the security individuals they had a knee-jerk reaction to what was ongoing, and they did not allow it, that situation to actually reach a point that you can catch a guys red-handed, and that was what occurred. And so he continued to bore more holes in the prosecution's decision. And he said that they were weak and there were some procedural errors that occurred. So there
Yeah.
are several other issues that are trending. Yeah.
Thank you, Kuban. We actually had a spirited conversation yesterday. I enjoyed the conversation about it with the lawyer who was on. So I'm sure we're going to get back to that case. That case is very, very interesting. Mr. Fagon, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great.
Can you mute yourself? There's a sound. There's a sound here, and that's why I stopped for a second.
I don't know what sound you're hearing because only my one in my hall.
It just stopped.
That spirit you are hearing, I'm not sound.
There go. You're not kind. All right. Good day. Your turn.
Yeah, and again, I don't know what's the issue, but we have to say it. The last time when those people endorsed the CDC, we talk about, I think we said it was 1%. I think we said 1%, right? The 6 parties that joined the CDC. I think when you sum their votes, it was around 1 or 1.5. I may not quite the exact figure. So today, congratulations to Rescue 1 and 2 for achieving 0.75% support. Yeah, that is another number. Maybe it will drop to something like 0.01% or an increase to 1% or 2%. So let's go straight to Buchanan. Confirmed information that I gathered says that tomorrow Cummings and his counterpart, that is his Facer 2, will be having event.
Fix stress.
But
Fix stress.
I don't know. But another news we're getting, something that I said is terrible, has to do with the quote unquote rescue team. I don't know, they want to go and rescue Grand Bassa County tomorrow. They are expected to carry on tournament. I think tournament in honor of the rescue team tomorrow. I don't know why a peaceful party will decide to host an event the very day their counterpart is hosting another event on the same day in the same location. And it's against the electoral law, though. When I'm having my event in a particular location, you are not allowed to have your event to that same location. At least you have to go to the other side while I'm at the other side. So tomorrow, if they are to do that, the CPP will have to be, I'm sorry, the Unity Party or the Rescue 1 and 2 will have to be very careful not to even pass around where Cummings and his team will be, because if they do that, it means they will be going against the electoral law of the. We have to. Oh,
What happened?
I don't know. I'll end the story. This story will end today.
Somebody's taking you off, James.
No, I think I'm on internet.
Oh,
So rescue 1 and 2 will have to be very careful. Uno
I
rescue
like
2.
rescue. Well, I like fix stress and fixer.
Me, I don't know.
So
But I
that's
just
it. That's it.
That you know your thing. That Facer 2. Fix stress.
We say
Fixer and
That
fix
Facer,
stress.
no fix stress.
Fixer
No.
and fix stress.
That your business.
So
That
we
fix
got no
stress.
order. What somebody want?
How you
or
call it?
somebody
You call it faker? That's why you just said
No,
faker?
I said fix stress.
You better leave that face stress alone.
That George Bush can say, read my lips. Fixer.
Nah, look at that. Look at that.
Or
Look at
Rodi
that.
the pasa.
But Fagon, why you in time?
So I should
No, Jim. We have overthrown you. You're done. You're done. We overthrow you. Fagon, why you in time?
No. You're not gonna
cause
hijack my
problem.
show today. Wait,
Today
James,
is Friday. Jim won't cause problem. We don't
James,
want
let James
peace.
finish.
We
James,
want problem.
James.
James. James.
Yes,
You listen to me or you listen to Dada Richardson?
Yeah, God. Don't put James.
I'm listening to Get a Both Side.
Yeah,
Okay, you get a both
So why
sides
you-
today,
why
but
you
you're
say
not
that?
speak. But you're not speak.
You
Fake stress, fake stress. That
All
faker
right.
1, faker 2.
Again,
Put
Fixer
that
and
back.
fix stress.
James, man, read my text message. But I'm asking Fagon, you in?
all right, your text message says
No, Fagon, don't start interrupting the show, James.
Did he say you should read it on the show?
Thank you, yeah. Thank you
Did he say you should read it on the show?
Yeah.
You want to read it?
Hey, Cooper, I like you today, Cooper.
Yeah, I gotta put it in the bag. You won't cause problem. Oh man, somebody died from you. I see you in purple shirt. Are you bereaved? Are you
Wearing
mourning?
tattoo.
Are you mourning?
When y'all came from Sando, what time y'all start wearing clothes? You see somebody in a complete.
I can't interrupt. I will wait when you finish. So go ahead. Talk about the crew people. Go ahead.
Who could people are talking about you? What time y'all start wearing clothes?
Go ahead, Fago.
You knew Lamar Boutique? You used to buy clothes there, shoes.
breaking news.
James, stop. James, stop interrupting, man. What kind of picking this up? No, you gotta send it to me first. No, you gotta send it to me first. Call me before you get that breaking news. You got a problem, eh? Go ahead, Fago.
I told y'all when I go and come back, the train will be an express train. The money people walk out, they saw the train, they start jumping on the set. Even seditionists were singing for Joseph Numa Boakai. Seditionists I let my UP business. Yeah,
My man, let Jim play the thing, but you can't break this. Let Jim play.
Seditious were singing for JMB. We can no longer afford to be appearing on the platform with all kind of nyama t-shirt in, because we have just been reliably informed that the United Nations executives, the United States, the EU, the AU, ECOWAS, they are continuing to watch and listen.
But what more, Ali? Why you telling us hello? More Ali, come on the show, man. Why you telling us hello? What kind of man is
And I hope when Dr. Francine gave me the chance to do my opening, I will do my opening and hang it. But for now, the clothes you see me wearing.
What kind of chance you need again?
No, my opening is going to be that thing they say, oh, fake stress.
Wait. I'm begging you up. Hey, man. CDC celebrating UP?
Yes.
No. Wait 1 minute. Wait. I gotta get my earpiece on the post. Say I'm yelling too much. CDC, that's what you're saying. You heard that? Are we missing something?
Okay.
CDC celebrating UP?
This is the second time.
No, James. I don't know where you at today, my man. Leave that doggy alone. Hold on 1 minute. Fagon, I thought you were just making up stories.
No.
Just can you play like CDC now? The transition to UP?
Okay.
They're celebrating UP.
Let me play.
Is this recent?
Recent.
What's going on? Somebody made a mistake?
You have to make mistakes.
Joe, we are done about Joe. We are finished up.
You have to make mistakes when you see that you're being fake. Majority of the people nowadays in the CDC know that for 12 years they struggled under Madam Salif. They were marginalized. Some of them were brutalized. Some of them were institutionalized. And most of them were excommunicated, if you want to for better stuff or anything religious. After 12 years, they had their own. They brought him and put him in power. Tell me whether seditions benefited for the last 6 years. So if you
the woman must moderate her show. We will
no,
not hijack this show.
If you add the 6 years to early 12 years, how many years?
That's okay.
18 years.
18.
Even Dr. Francine, let me tell you something today. It's very powerful. Even Dr. Francine is now wearing a green shirt, the color of the Unity Party. That tells. Look at her shirts.
Wow.
Is that ANC color?
But folks.
Yes,
I beg you. I beg you. Let's just welcome your friend. Nobody tell you to take the day off. I'm begging you. That's what let me ask you.
No green.
That's what Richardson, let me ask you.
Show it again.
No. Fagon, stop, man. What kind of man is this? So that's what Richardson. Won't play the video again. The people asking for the video. We must play the video again. Mm-hmm. James, I hope you didn't mess the people video up. This person really say, I let my UP business, I let my UP business, Are we serious? Can you play this again from the oh my God, something like So well, but okay, all right, listen, guys, listen. Let me see you for once. Where are we, Dr. Richardson? The sedition now celebrating Unity Party rescue 1, rescue 2, rescue mother, rescue auntie, rescue cousin. They are celebrating Unity Party, and they're even celebrating Chairman Reverend Tappet.
But you don't
How
get
you
a
say,
rescue moderator.
I'm hearing him saying, I let my chairman business, hey, yeah, hey. I let my UP business, oh, hey, yeah. Then again, Joey, I don't know. Joey, are fitting. Dr. Richardson, can you help me? Can you help me, Dr. Richardson? Help me. I beg you, help me, please. I know, I just talking about this recording. I beg you, don't say nothing else. Just a recording that we'll play today. Then we'll go home. Just somebody recording, Dr. Richardson.
I really tell you know what to say when you record to tell you the truth. Yeah, I'm gonna let that pass, Tinta.
Okay, no problem. You can let it pass because you're from the other side of the river. Fagon, Liberians want to hear from you today. Just be fair. And we're going to play one more time because the people want to hear it again. These guys ready saying, I like my UP business. Hey, yeah, hey. I like my UP business. If you want to get a chance, you're going to say, I like my JMB business. Hey, yeah, hey. I like Jeremiah Kuhn. Hey, yeah, hey. Can we play this one more time for the world to hear? Europe, America, Asia, 7 continents. Oh, Joseph Koji says 17 continents, right? Let's play it for the 17 continents to hear today. Thank you, James Goodday. One more time. Fagon, take it away, man. Take it away. I hope, James. I hope you keep this video. That's the only video, and you gotta find the one I said, Joe, where I'm gonna go. We are about to put them together. The guys are creative.
Gonna make a
They get
remix.
CDC. They get CDC beret on. They get CDC T-shirt. They in the CDC and on the CDC compound, and they're saying they like UP. Fagon, I have never seen this. Saint Charlie Quintan, talk to me.
You will see more, and it's legit. It's not doctored. It's not something fake or put together. It's legit. Eating, I tell you, if I send you one more, where Joy Howard Taylor says in her own mouth to a journalist, I'm quoting her, I will hate, H-A-T-E, I will hate to see war crimes could come to Liberia, in her own words. But today, you will bear witness to the fact that even Prince Johnson is saying he wants war crimes code. But what does Joel say? I will hate to see war crimes code. Now, look at what those guys are singing. Look, that's why I said if Dr. Francine would have given me the chance to do my opening, which I know I would have loved to respond to the debate you guys were having yesterday, where my good friend tried to educate the panelists on the difference
We're there yet. Hold your piece on that.
But the video, I'm trying to get to today's video.
Yeah.
The video is the same thing that will help my opening. People, look, when Balu went to Grand Gia, the people say, this friendship you see, so that cow poo friendship, maybe some people will not understand what they mean by cow poo friendship. Cow poo friendship is the big cow poo you see in the dry season. But the sun is so hot on top of it looking brown like rock. So all you think you stepping on a rock or a stone. But when you step on it, then you will see the bottom. There's also water there. What President Weah is experiencing that he does not want to come to terms with is that after people had suffered for 12 years under Madam Salif, their own government was even worse. They suffer worse. And so you will hear them singing this song. Forget it, you even hear a song yet. You will hear more songs.
And after this song, Dr. Richard said, I will back. Why you want to say something? Because James gave you some bad news. Let me read what happened. So the Jeremiah Kuhn people are supposed to go to that event in Grand Bazaar. They said the so-called event that was planned for tomorrow in Buchanan has been shifted to Sunday. The decision to shift is in respect to CPP. so as to avoid any unforeseen stuff. Respectfully, we are moving our so-called event to Sunday, giving chance for CPP to have the program. So we cover that. All right. No interference, no problem. We are shifting. The people say they're moving the so-called event. Rescue model say, I don't want to be on the way. Fixer 2 say, I mean, how you call it? Rescue 2 say, I don't want to be on the way. You give CPP the chance, they didn't do their thing. Peacefully, wisely, carry it out. And I want to say that's the best thing.
But there's a reason for it, though.
No. I called Jeremiah Cohn, but he
No,
didn't
I'm
pick
not
up.
disputing.
So I
I
say
said there's
something.
a
So
reason.
I think it is better for them to let CPP be CPP.
I agree with you. You are presenting facts. But
Yeah.
here are the circumstances. CPP wanted to say that UP business that thing go on good. Because, wait, let me finish.
I'm going to finish now. We know you. I just knew you were going to come in.
You just gotta love her every day. You gotta love her passion, her energy. What I'm giving you is fact, not fiction. The people of Basel, they have something for Bility. They said when Bility took their party away from them, did he bring their party back to them? All of them said no. When Bility was choosing Kumis for Liberty Party, and he, Ben Sanve, Kanwe, and Martin Colette, 3 of them from Nimba, and they carried their party to Nimba, the pastor say yes. They took Kumis there, right? They say yes. Did they bring Kumis to introduce him to us? The pastor said no. They said when they went back again to look for vice presidential running mates and hold convention, did they even have it in Buchanan so we could say our roasted cassava so they could buy our Kinju and team? The post say no. Everything they've been doing, and they've been doing it in Nimba, the post say yes. They say let them carry Charlene to Nimba. That's what the pastor post say. Let them carry Charlene to Nimba and introduce Charlene to the Nimba pool. But they Buchanan that the dust will greet them. And they say, you want to know how? I said no. You know what the post said, Stanton? They should go ask Joia when he came for the cabinet retreat. Whether people were there to even tell him money.
But I would say this, and I want Dr. Richardson to speak there.
So we don't want no excuse tomorrow.
I got several questions for you. Dr. Richardson?
Yes.
Just the same thing. Unity Party saying we are canceling our event to give the respect and to leave the CPP program alone. We don't want any interference. So go ahead, talk to us.
I think that's a wise thing to do. And I heard James say that it could be interference with the law if one political party is having an event and then another political party plans the same event. But I think that's a good move by the Unity Party to respect the CPP's program. And likewise, I think the CPP will do the same thing. So, I don't think there's an extraordinary reason why they did that other than making sure that the CPP have a good weekend. This is a historical weekend for CPP. Charlene Brumskin is seemingly, using the word seemingly, going to be Alexander Cummings' running mate, and she comes with a lot of zest with her. I really like her, and I think it's a good time for women in Liberia. I mean, women have always been a great foundation. It's good to see the highlights of women in our politics right now. But at this moment, Charlene is shining, and she's doing. It's going to be a momental moment. I wish I could just really get on the plane to go. Honestly, I didn't realize until I was talking to someone in Liberia that I could have been there last week, considering that I work, remotely now. But yes, so it's going to be a great time. I believe in Bassa. All road leads to Bassa right now. So
thank you very much. The issue is that like some politician would do, for God, we are hearing the information that the money involved when it comes to Charlene Brunskill, she have to leave her law firm, the practices as a lawyer, the negotiation that was done by Musa Belete and others to compensate Charlene in accepting the something undisclosed amount. But I do know that which was told to them around 2 million or so, according to our sources. Uh, that kind of money given to Charlene that you will now give us your full attention, do everything because you will be our number two. If it is true, like we know through conversation and information reaching us, $2 million, be number two to Mr. Cummings, no restriction, but you want to devote your time. And also, what we are hearing about Charlene fiance that he was reassigned immediately upon the announcement, the government reassigned him. If it is true, we are getting to a place that everybody got to eat, everybody got to get piece of the pie, the Musa ability, something he been yearning for, and now it's on his lap. If the party decide to give him, through him, give Charlene $2 million, and Charlene have accepted because the information is out there. She have accepted the responsibility to be number two to Mr. Cummings. Uh, what say you? We'll be shifting over to the endorsement today for GMB, but let's just talk about this in program tomorrow a little bit. What say you, Fagon?
Well, the first thing here is Stanton. You read the announcement, and then later on, I double-checked it on Billete's page, where he said he was taking 150 persons to Buchanan vehicles, and anybody who wanted to go should pay
$35.
$35.
Yeah.
You are going to Buchanan, for God in heaven's sake. The human being in there already. So why are you offering people money for them to go to Buchanan? I didn't even believe it until I read it myself. I said, oh.
We're about to post it. So be talking. We're about to post it.
So I said, but if I were there, even if I worked one day in Liberia for an honest earning, they would not give me $10 like that or 15. Somebody say $35 to go. Stanton are going. Because of $35.
Yep.
Secondly, let's get to another thing, the question you asked me, and if those allegations are true, then I think Charlene, in one way, may be justified in that, hey, I could have been a representative. I'm going to be leaving my law practices for this length of time. I'm going to be focused on the campaign. I'm going to leave everything. So I think it's only fair that you go ahead and give me my lost wages. And if you want me to go, that's it. But I come from the point that under the PACG group, that is the Pan-African Capital Investment Group, Charlene was one of those who replaced Cummings. Cummings was on the board of directors for RB Bank. And we saw that it's not hitting anymore. It's all on his resume. And Charlene is a current director of the RB Bank. So, I mean, it was only fair that the game they've been playing long with the Liberian people, that Cummings trusted somebody that he's been working with on those bogus investment agreements and all those things. So again, he went for Charlene. So, a lot of Liberians think that Cummings don't know Charlene. That's where they made a mistake.
No, Cummings knew her because it's all fair to say.
Cummings and Charlene have been working together for long.
They've been working together. It's true. They've been working together
for long.
Yep.
But the only thing Charlene did was to say, "Hey, man, I'm not going to be practicing.
So let me.
I got a fair chance to win, and you are taking me."
Thank you, Dr. Richardson, for giving me the time to temporarily moderate. Thank you very much. Let me welcome Councillor Bakwa. Councillor, you're looking great today with your flower as a lapel on your propos. You look good, man. Welcome. When I hear you accept Aaron decide to come on. Thank you, Aaron. You can shadow yourself, Aaron. We want to appreciate you, Aaron. Thank you very much. Lapa, go ahead, talk to us. Welcome. Bako?
So Yeah, I just came back from a fundraiser for the disabled community in Liberia, so that's the reason why I'm wearing this thing.
Okay.
So I was listening to you guys while coming in, and then that video was played. But the problem with those kind of videos is that you got to be careful how you put that kind of propaganda out to the public without context. There's no context to that thing. You can't just put it out there and then start making assumptions for why those people saying what they're saying. Or CDC person just told me that they were singing that UP song because they are saying that they want UP to be with it in the runoff because they can easily beat UP. And the reason why they're singing that. So you gotta be careful how you put that kind of stuff up.
But
There's
there's
no
no need to be.
context.
There's no.
Then
Forgot
you
where.
start
Thank you,
editorializing it,
brother.
or you start editorializing it like the way you guys were editorializing it. It's almost like you're trying to say people are going against their political party because they're trying to support another person.
So you as a lawyer, I will ask you the question before
Give me
Fagon and
context.
Dr. Richardson, before Fagon and Dr. Richardson come in, I will ask you, you as a lawyer, okay? You're on the opposite side, you're a defense lawyer. Is that your business to set things in content when you have an opportunity to exonerate your client?
No, but
No,
okay,
just
I'm
yes or
talking to
no,
a
no, no.
lawyer.
You as a lawyer, please. If you
No,
have an opportunity, if you have a piece of evidence, and you're telling me, say, no, go share with the prosecutor because in this framework, prosecutor, you are wrong. This document I have in my possession will not exonerate my client. So I must remind you
no, but
that you tell the judge this.
Stanford, the
No, no,
analogy is
I
not
beg,
the
Counselor,
analogy
can I
doesn't
finish?
fit the
Counselor,
situation. The point
Counselor,
I'm making is
Counselor, can
you
I
can
finish? Counselor, can I finish? Can I
yeah,
finish,
go
sir?
ahead.
Please. Fagon is anti-CDC. You know that.
That's not
And
surprising. Man.
exactly. And that's not our business to sell the content. Our business to take this video from the face value and say this is what they were saying. It's up to them to go on social media and explain. Don't you think we are in a position to do so?
No, you're not. And my point to you is
Okay.
that because that thing is not done wasn't done in isolation. There's a context to it. So if you take it without making the context available, then you're serving as a tool for propaganda, and you should not be doing that. That's my point.
But who
Because
is Fagon?
you didn't
Fagon is a
present the context, and
propagandist.
you are neither the defense nor the prosecution, except you are trying to tell me that now you own a UP team.
No. The only team are on the
Uh-huh.
Liberian people team that totally
Okay.
against CDC government.
Well, being a Liberian people team, okay, Eugene is a UP team, right? You are Liberian people team. Being a Liberian people team, when you see stuff like that, because you don't want to be inadvertently used as a propagandist for someone, you gotta make sure you put it in the proper
No,
context.
I
If you
can't
don't
do
want the
that.
context,
Brother,
do
thank
not
you,
say
I'm not a
anything
lawyer.
about it.
Fagon, you come in, Fagon, but thank you, I'm not a lawyer. I would never do that. You gave me your story raw, I share it raw. Come back and protect yourself. But
So
Fagon,
who
come in.
brought the video? Who brought the video? Who
That
brought
my
the video?
business to tell you who brought the video. It's on social media. You laugh again. Fagon,
I,
come in.
I don't understand my colleague, Pagoy sometimes. And that's why I was a little bit upset when I tried to provide tutorials on the difference between giving fact as opposed to, exacerbating the issue by upping the rhetoric. And today, my colleague comes back and says, we shouldn't be editorializing what we saw. We should provide context to it. My colleague and I, to you, the Liberian people, our esteemed listeners out there, who is editorializing what? The people said in their own song, I like my UP business, I like my UP business, clear English. I didn't change it around. I didn't provide context. All I said is that they say they let UP business and they are happy. My colleague comes and says someone call him. He's providing context now. And say the reason why they say I let my UP business is that UP is the easier side to beat. Who providing context? That me or that him? He's providing the context. I'm providing the fact. And the fact that we heard was UP guys singing that they like UP business. We are not editorializing. We are not trying to summarize. We are not trying to provide economic wordings. We are not trying to interpret. We are stating the fact as it is. If my colleague was come and provided a context as to why they were singing the way they were singing, and he editorialized it, to me, it's propaganda. Yes, I am a propagandist, but I don't do propaganda when I'm dealing with facts as opposed to fiction.
And so
I respectfully submit.
So where's the fact? And this is the fact, folks. If you're just joining us, we want to say welcome. And it is interesting. We'll be having Mandela Cooper, Madam Mandela Cooper, coming by way of the phone line. As she said, a date to appear on Spoon Talk again after this big endorsement. But what's the fact in this video, folks? So there you have it. They like the UP. Whether they like UP because they weren't facing them in the second round, that's not for me to say. So if a sedition called the greatest counselor on earth and told him, say, listen, we sang the song this way because we weren't facing UP, not ANC, that's fine. But as you hear for your own sake, and you heard, wow, the people say, the people, they are thinking, and this is what they are saying through the song. So there you have it, folks. They like the UP business, and it is what it is. We're going to move on because I just came on the show today to speak to my dear sister, schoolmate, Madam Mandela Cooper, who will be calling shortly. A great program today. And Dr. Richardson, can you do your Dr. Richardson already she sent me a text. She sent me a text. That's my schoolmate.
No,
Mandela Cooper, that's my schoolmate. Dr. Richardson, can you say something, please? Don't listen to Frank.
Yes, I wanted to say something. I really wanted to say that it is clear that some people would like to propagate, their like for a particular party. And I think Councillor Lamy Parkour, when you come from a different place where for you it's not just putting information out there, but asking the context of the information, is a different way of thinking. And so I can understand exactly where you're coming from, like somebody who wants to know the who, when, why, and how, something, a part of critical thinking that I teach my students a lot. So I just wanted to tell you that I get what you're saying.
And right there, critical thinking, right into that Richardson classroom. We'll be in that classroom next week when she get back on campus or next semester. For right now, we are in the Spoon Talk classroom where we say as it is. You can critique, you can analyze, you can do anything you want to do. You are free to speak. Tomorrow they can search it to see whether it's true or false. But let's get back to this thing real quick. That's Richardson.
I want to bring people to know where all are coming from that one.
Yeah, I'm from the Liberian people. Me. I'm from all over. I'm from the Liberian people. So, Councillor, I am with the Liberian people. Yeah. Let me say this real quick, folks. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. We'll be having Madam Mandela Cooper. You saw her endorsement today, big one. You saw Madam Yombi Kanga Lawrence, Madam Boto Kanen, Prince Moyi, Senator from Bon County. You saw Jeremiah Kuhn, Rescue 2, Jose Yemabuaika, the stand-up bearer of UP Rescue 1, the huge crowd, and all the folks. City, I don't know if I missed anybody, but they did extremely well. She blessed Jose Yemabuaika. I'm surprised. She did this today. I'm very surprised. All I thought that Madam Cooper was going to be with ANC. Seriously. All I thought that Madam Cooper was either going to be fixer 2 to Mr. Cummings, or she was going to support him. But what she did today, I'm shocked. I don't know about you. I am shocked. Let's have the conversation. We'll come back to Buchanan's story for the more, but let's have this conversation real quick. And let's go in this cycle. Dr. Richardson, I am shocked that Madam Cooper, I know she's coming on. Today, She dropped her presidential bid to support Jose Yema Bwaka and Jeremiah Kuhn.
I'm not surprised when Madam Cooper was here the last time. You heard her say certain things. You know, she was interestingly emoting on the show. So I'm really not surprised that she supported Buckeye today, Vice President Buckeye. Yeah, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but you want to add something to that? A big endorsement? Is it a big endorsement for you? Will it generate anything for JMB and Kuhn?
I mean, in politics, you want to, win votes. So anytime a vote is taken away, you know, you get concerned. However, it is a 50% plus one. So, you have to weigh the type of vote that you want as well. Um, I watched this speech a little bit, and I'm glad she's coming in. I think, I don't know if you want me to hold my peace until she comes in about the nature of the speech and how it was presented. I can do that. Yeah.
Thank you, Fagon. What say you, Fagon? Because I know we were on the line, but I had to do something and I hang up on you. I apologize openly. I really don't care if I hang up on you, by the way. That's something I would love to do anytime you call me. But this endorsement, right? I know we're going to call Madam Cooper. I was surprised though, because whenever we had a conversation, Madam Cooper would tell me, Sister, I'm going to Liberia. We got to help the people. My party, I will run. She came on the show that 3 different times. Were you surprised, Fagon? Why do you think she did what she did today?
Well, first of all, you said that's something I'd like to do anytime I call you call me. Now you call
to
me.
Hang up on you. To hang up
now
on
you. Now you call me, so you don't get to do that. So next
no,
time.
No, the record can show. You call me 2 times
right now,
and reply.
Right now, you don't get my friend. I your only friend. You play talk to me, I'll cut you off for the next 2 days.
No, I got a lot of friends.
Who you get to talk to beside me? Like Kev?
So I'm gonna show you my number.
Now to me. Now they pour you a car.
Let go ahead, man. So let go ahead. Tell your own trouble.
I don't want peace. I want problems.
But were you surprised, Fagon? Were you surprised? What made this endorsement a big one for GMB camp?
It is huge. It is very, very huge. Why? Let's look at the statistics from 2017. Even if you got 0.5 or 1%, you got human being there compared to the other people. Secondly, she appeals to the youth. Thirdly, she's her own person. And look at the power and the zeal with which she spoke today. Look at the appeal she made. Look at the poetic speech she delivered, and look at the delivery, where the people were a part of the speech when she said, we tire. At one point, she broke down and started crying. She said, y'all give me a handkerchief. And the people started looking around for handkerchief. And then the people continued the speech for her. That's someone you want on the campaign trail. That's someone you want rocking the campaign trail. But why is it I'm not surprised? I'm not surprised because the election is actually between Ma Elling and her group and Omed Joe Boakai and the Liberian people on the one hand. So everyone will have to make a choice. You are either on the side of the Liberian people or you on the side of Ma Elling, Ente Elling, and her children. And we too have children. The message is resonating with the people. They will decide whether we will have a queen or a monarchy, if you like, where the queen gets to select our prime minister, as in the case of Great Britain and other areas. If we must maintain a democracy, then the people of the Republic of Liberia must choose under democratic principles. And if that happens, then I can clearly say to you, Omed Joe Boakai is the next leader as seen today from the senator's playbook.
Well, Councillor, I believe you obeyed it though, but you heard the announcement. Mandela Cooper, for endorsement for JMB.
I didn't listen to an endorsement. I don't think it's relevant to me. Everybody has the right to choose whichever side they want to choose. And we know some people in this country know how to make bad decisions. Somebody seen people endorsed Mr. Weah last time around. It was clear that they didn't understand what they were doing. They were choosing the wrong side, but yet instead they chose it. So people who have a history of making bad decisions when they make a decision, you should always put it under the microscope as people who know how to make bad decisions. So they come with another bad one. I mean, it really doesn't affect us in any serious way. And I would like to correct something that Eugene just said. He said there are two sides, Mrs. Salif's side and Mr. Bwaka's side. I know Councilor Gonglo is not on Mrs. Salif's side. Mrs. Salif will not support someone like Councilor Gonglo. Mrs. Salif will easily support Fagon's candidate, and she will support Gonglo. Because, I mean, it's clear that these people do not want transparency and accountability. So they go for the least possible resistance. So, I mean, her endorsement really doesn't mean much to me. The political process is on. You expect for people to be doing these horse tradings, especially where they are disappointed in the CDC for not giving them what they wanted to get. Now they are hoping that they will go somewhere else and they will get those concessions, or they will get those uh, emoluments that they were hoping that the CDC was going to give them. What you expect? The CDC people are hungry, they came to power. You expect them to remain hungry and start sharing with everybody? They wanted to eat their own first, and they've not gotten enough yet. So I mean, maybe the other people, maybe they're not as hungry. So that's the reason why some of them hoping that when they go there, it will help. And they don't want to support people who they think will not be involved in the corruption. So it's easier to support people who you think will be lax on rule of law and lax on fighting corruption, as opposed to supporting someone like Gonglo, who there will be absolutely no chopping, because he himself will not be chopping. And if you decide to do something funny, you go into prison after a fair trial. So I mean, I don't really mind those kind of endorsements. You will see a lot of them.
So let me bring in Dr. Richardson. Dr. Richardson, I'm going to bring you, but let me lay the question up real quick. It's not only Madame Cooper. We got only but 2 minutes, and we'll be calling her. It's not only Madame Cooper. We have Bodokane, right? Somebody I have not spoken. I have never, outside of the 2020 election, it's my first time hearing her speaking to the group of people, and she also endorsed Jose Yimabwaka. Talk to me. Two powerful women right now joining Yombly Kanga Lawrence. Dr. Richardson, you all about the women, all about the girls in the country. You talk to me, man.
First of all, I want to say that, just to add on to what I heard Mr. Fagon say, you either on the side of the Liberian people or on the side of my Ellen and her children. That's what I heard. I kind of think that is a little bit, in fact, that is divisive when we start to divide Liberia as to either on the side of the Liberian people or you on the side of my Ellen. And again, this is what we need: leaders in our country that will try to unite Liberia, to look at the things that Liberians are suffering from, like the idea of corruption, the idea of sanctions coming into the government, the idea of our country being stagnant, it can't be represented internationally. So I think this kind of, I can hear it, I can sense it, and this kind of divisiveness does not help our country at all. We find strength in the diversity of our country. Our country is a diverse nation, and we have to come to terms to that. I heard a little bit of that theme at that speech today. The theme of divisiveness a little bit, and we're going to talk about that. We have a complex historical background, that we all have to resonate with. We all have to come to terms with, but that doesn't mean that we should use our historical background to divide us as a group of people. Butokana, your question about Butokana and Mandela Cooper, I measure a woman in terms of her level of internalized sexism and also her output to her community. You are right. You never heard Butokana speak. Many women risk their life to go and advocate for Butokana when men were terrorizing her in Bobolu. I remember that very well, where I was on the phone talking to women in Liberia because this brought the devil out for her and said that she would not be the senator for Bobolu. But since she's been there, my question is, and like I would ask any man, what have she done for the people of Bobolu? What have she done for the people of Liberia? Similarly to Mandela, yes, her speech in terms of her tone of voice, and it's interesting because she was calling Liberians to resonate with her during the speech. And I don't think Liberia. My impression was we're not used to that. You know how when somebody's speaking, they say amen, and the church say amen. She did that a few times, but nobody was responding to her in the speech. It may be a cultural thing on our part, but again, so when we look at Mandela Cooper, again, maybe she's doing some little small underground work in Liberia, which is good, but overall, what has she done to Liberia for Liberia? And Councillor Parker is right. When you see people making bad decisions, and it just dawned on me, like, who did she support the last election?
Is that a bad decision? Real quick, if I go on, hold on 1 minute, you will go last because Madam Cooper, we're calling her right now. But Dr. Richardson, 30 seconds. Is that a bad decision though? Because she endorsing JMB? You considering it as a bad decision?
Yes, I consider that a bad decision because JMB led Liberia for 12 years. And the essence of the speech that he heard today was saying we're going to rescue Liberia. Where was he 12 years ago? Did Liberia not really need rescuing? So all of the same people that we see that were in the House of Representatives in the legislature, they're the same people now. So when go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Richardson. We get to Madam Cooper on the phone. If I go real quick, you like to close this, and after Madam Cooper leave, we actually go into these things.
Well, it's amusing how for now we are being divisive. This is not a medical thing. This is politics. You got your side, I got my side. Why are we taking sides? It means we're divided. You got your platform, I got my platform. You guys don't want to be tied to my Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. You asked the question, where was Joseph Boakai 12 years ago? I can tell you where Alexander Cummings was 15, 18 years ago. He was on Chevron board. He was on the board of directors of International Bank. He was working as financial analyst for the Pan-African Capital Group that handled the 66 bogus agreement. So what should we say? What he going to fix? The thing he's for? Is that what he coming to fix? We show him as a member of the board of directors for International Bank, whose parent company is the Pan-African Capital Group. What did you guys say? You said I was lying. But when you went and looked on your own chief resume, you saw it there. His biography, you saw it there. When we talk about Chevron, I said we were lying. The parent company again of the same oil and local thing, they said we were lying. When they went to look on the main resume, they looked on his biography, it was there. And it's been there since 2008. He was honored in 2011 by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and given the nation's highest honor. When he decided to run for president, we proved to you beyond all reasonable doubt that he resigned as director on the board and turned over to Estrada Bernard. In return, they brought in Charlene Brumstein, who is currently as we speak, if he wants, he can put it up, a member of the board of directors of the International Bank, whose parent company, again, is the same company that Ma Ellen brought. So, yes, we will divide ourselves. You will choose to be on Ma Ellen's side. We will choose to be on Joseph Boakai's side. And for your information, FYI, all of Ma Ellen children, they're older than all of us on this platform. You name them, I will tell you their ages. So we regard her as the mother of the nation. So if we say Ma Ellen children, you Ma Ellen daughter, Stanton are Ma Ellen's son. But those are y'all who on Ma Ellen's side, you're Ma Ellen children. We who on the old man Joe Boakai's side, that who? We Joe Boakai children. So at the end of the day, when I say Ma Ellen children, can't who that offensive we in Liberia.
Thank you very much. We have Madam Mandela Cooper on the phone. I know we do this conversation, folks. We are bringing to you the political leader of the movement of Liberia, One Liberia. If I got that right, Madam Mandela Cooper, who get a full endorsement today to Joseph Yeman Boakai, Standard Bearer of Unity Party. And you saw we're going to play some of the videos that were out there. Boto Kane, Prince Moi, Jeremiah Kuhn, and my dear Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence. They were there. The program was grand. But something about this endorsement, I'm going to tell you why I am shocked, Dr. Richardson, because something about this, something is moving. is shifting. Something is shifting. What I heard today about Edwin Snow, Alex Tata, Jane Benny, all these people, and what I'm hearing about them, I'm getting cold on my skin. Because if Edwin Snow shifting, Alex Tata, what is in it for President George Manawea? If his dear friend Edwin Melvin Snow say I will support Jeremiah Kuhn and JB, something is just not, something is happening. But let's bring in Madam Cooper. Good evening, Madam Cooper. How are you doing today? Era, Councilor Lamy,
Yeah,
is Aaron ready? Can you ask him, please?
you ready?
Yeah. Mark, you getting me? Hello? Hello?
I'm here.
Yeah, he's talking to you. You getting me?
Right. Let's see when Madam Cooper is ready. Is she ready?
Very low. Very, very low.
Hello. All right, Councilor, what's going on in the studio? Is she on? We are not hearing you, Councilor.
He's trying to cue her. He's trying to cue her. He has her on the line already.
Okay.
He has her on the line already. He has her
But
on the
go
line
ahead.
already.
Have a 30 seconds. Talk to us until she get ready, Councilor. What's your take about what Fagon just said and Dr. Richardson, Councilor Paco? Okay, we lost Councilor whenever he's ready. Dr. Richardson, you want to come back on?
So me, I still disagree with. There's a delay in his line.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm okay. I can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they whether Mr. Cummings work wherever he work, I don't think that's relevant to the conversations we're having. And the issue of saying you have two sides, the Liberian people's side and Mr. Salif's side. I remember in 2017 during the runoff election, um, the political leader that just endorsed the UP today was on. I went to endorse the CDC, and she said it was Mrs. Salif that told her to endorse the CDC. So if Mrs. Salif was this all-powerful politician, why now she's not pulling the strings of some of these same people? So I mean, is those are irrelevant. Those are not really good for the public discourse. This divide and rule issue, trying to tie everybody with Mrs. Salif when I mean some of the same people now who you support were people who were with Mrs. Salif. You work with the CDC on the other side. They gave her a very high mark when you were in their campaign in their government. They said she was perfect for the country. She did very well. And then now you want to be tying her with every bad thing. I mean, how do you square that cycle now, Eugene? We have to get away from those things. I think we should be focusing more on the policies that these different political parties are interested in doing for the country and forget about all these unnecessary talk. Let's Stanton, I would really agree with you for us to move towards policy issues now. Let's talk. Let lay all the policies side by side and tell the Liberian people which one of them we think is better. And then forget about all these distractions. Whether Eddie Snow left open, Mr. Weir, or whether someone else endorsed him, or whether the senator had never spoken before. Those are all irrelevant. Those things are not going to help us move.
So let me ask you a question real quick, Councilor. Let me ask you. Mo Ali, welcome to the show. Councilor, I'm kind of confused. When the politicians themselves, like Madam Joa Howard Taylor, turn and say, "But who are they coming to rescue?" Okay, you're gonna tell us, say, leave that and let's talk about policy. I'm kind of confused when George Manor, where I said, "But you were there for 12 years. You didn't do X, Y, and Z. But I would beat them like babies." I'm really confused as to how you want to carry this conversation when we can just say it with our guts feeling and be truthful to the Liberian people. Real quick, my brother. Yeah.
When the vice president says those things and the president says similar things, it just basically tell you that They don't have any plans. So as a result, they want to distract the conversation from serious things to unserious ones. And when you follow them down that road, you're helping them. Helping them. So if you hold their feet to the fire and say, no, we're not interested in that discussion whether you will be somebody like market dog or whatever. It's not relevant to this process. Tell what your plans are, then it will become mute. So most times when you
So
see people
listen,
doing this
but
thing, it means that they don't have
again,
any serious
I
issues to
hope
discuss.
that we all can understand this is what makes the Spoon Talk so unique. I'm not going to restrict anybody. We all get. That's why when Dr. Richardson opened her show, she said, "What's on your mind?" And I love it.
Okay,
People come
Ms.
out.
Cooper is on now. So
She's on now.
Ms. Cooper
Fagon,
is
I
on
know
now. Yeah.
you want to speak on this. We'll get back to you. Get your pen and paper. We get Madam Cooper. Madam Cooper, welcome to Spoon Talk, ma'am. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Can you guys hear me?
We can yell you. Aaron, can you please increase the volume a little bit, please? Madam Cooper, we hear you.
Yes, you sound very far away. Thank you. In a different, very far location. But yes, it's good to be here it's good to be here with you guys.
Madam Cooper, welcome. You know that we have Dr. Richardson, Eugene Fagon, Mo Ali, Councillor Lame Bakor. The rest of the team will probably join us today. It's a cool, quiet Friday from the East Coast in America. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The sun is up. It's beautiful. So we'll be getting out there to play some basketball today. But you did something today. And that's why I asked you to come on the show. But your schedule couldn't permit you. But here you are by way of the cell phone. Thank you very much. Madam Cooper, I am confused. Me, Stanton Witherspoon, confused. You didn't tell me you were going to endorse Jose Yima Boyka.
I'm not hearing everything. I hear some of it, but not all.
Ah, man. Can I call you from my cell phone then? Maybe let's do that.
Yes.
Yeah, then I will increase the volume from this end. Can I call you from my cell phone, please? All right. So, Aaron, just hang up. I will call Madam Cooper from my cell phone. Fagon, can you go ahead? You are responding to Councillor Bakor while I make the call. You're muted, Fagon.
I don't understand whether Pagoy, my counselor, is chasing me on this platform. He sometimes make me wonder. You say, let's go to the policy issue. When they give you your time to speak, when Fagon finish talking, in your mind, what you see as, let me just put it this way, it's not you saying it, as rubbish, then you come to respond to the rubbish instead of just coming with your policy and discussing it. Anybody on this platform right now will see that everything I have said, you have responded to it, which means you don't have any policy direction. You are just following me. I am your new policy because anything I say, you respond to it. Anything I say, you respond to it. Now let's come to the Ellen side. You say, let's forget about the people past. When they talk about the 66 bogus agreement, you don't want to follow the money trail. You don't want to know who all were involved. If you don't, Liberian people want to know. They want to know who all spoiled it before they want to fix it. So at the end of the day, let's be fair with ourselves. You can never fix something unless you know it's spoiled. You can never attempt to solve a problem unless you know the source of the problem so that you can solve it once and for all. And what we are attempting to do is to share with you the source of the problem. If you got your policy, bring your policy.
Okay.
But I think it's clear now that I am Gonglo's policy.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We got Madam Cooper. Thank you, Honorable
Fagon.
Fagon.
Issue and
Thank
discuss
you,
Gonglo's policy.
Thank you, Honorable Fagon. We got Madam Cooper. Madam Cooper, can you hear us well?
Now it's clear.
Thank you very much. It's good to have you on the Spoon Talk again. I was just saying to you, I am surprised, very, very surprised that you cast your endorsement to Jose Yiman Boyka. The Liberian people welcomed that, and I saw the huge program, Jeremiah Kuhn, Ambassador Boyka, Yumbi Kanga Lawrence, Boto Kanan, because the last time somebody was asking, but where is Boto Kanan? You fought for her. Is she on your side? But I was surprised that she was there today, and also Prince Moi with the rest of the entire team. Why, Madam Cooper? Why JMB?
After careful examination of the current situation in Liberia, which I clearly spoke about the last time I was on your show, we did an opinion survey, a survey and an opinion polls, and the results came back. And I'll tell you, and I always make sure what I say on here, what I say to the public, is based on research and data. Those are the things I use to make my decisions around. When we conducted a survey, a national survey, and an opinion polls, it showed that Boakai is the next president of Liberia. He is the choice of the people. I have ambition, but the reality is you have got to feel the pulse of the people. And the people are swaying in the direction of Joseph Nima Boakai. So what is the value, or what is there to be gained in spending endless amount of dollars in a campaign that will not yield to success? And that's one too. We have to give the people what they want. And I will continuously say that. I will continue. This is why I endorsed the candidates because the reality is we are fighting for united opposition, and if we're serious, this is the right thing to do.
I'm going to do this roundtable. I know you gave us your time. We respectfully submit when your time is up, but we appreciate you again. I'm going to go to Dr. Richardson, Honorable Eugene Fagon, Councillor Laming Kwako, and Mo Ali. Dr. Richardson, you have 3 questions if you do. We are not many, but let's ask our question because this endorsement today is big. Talk to us, Dr. Richardson.
Hi, Cooper. How are you?
My favorite host.
Good. I have a question, and correct me if I'm wrong. I remember you telling us on this show that you got the pulse of the country and you took an opinion poll that led you to support George Weah. And that's why you supported George Weah during the last elections. And we see where your opinion led us now. We see that although the poll said George Weah, but he definitely is not working in the best interest of the Liberian people. What makes you think that the poll that you did, the opinion poll that you did that led you now to support George Boakai will lead you to think that he's going to work in the best interest of Liberian people?
Well, you're asking multiple questions in one question. If you're asking me, what do I think Boakai is going to, that's one question. If you're asking me the results of my opinion poll, that's another question. And then there are several other questions, but let's focus on the 2.
No, can I? Sorry, Madam Cooper. Let me just clarify. Maybe you didn't hear my question. It was one question. You spoke to us on the show and told us that you did an opinion poll. You felt the pulse of the country, and the pulse of the country led you to support George Weah. And we are seeing now that George Weah has not worked in the best interest of Liberians. Now you have come back to us today.
2 questions in one.
You come back to us today. Mandela. Okay.
You have to realize you're asking me 2 questions. You have got to understand the opinion poll of what the person is going to do. They'll be who the people are going to vote for. What person is going to yield results? The opinion poll, because it's not witchcraft, it doesn't predict. So you have to, if you're asking me 2 questions in one, and I don't stutter. And what I said is what you're doing. You're asking me 2 questions in one. Now, the opinion poll shows that Boakai is going to win the 2023 election. Stop. Number 2, if you're asking if the opinion polls can project, we're asking the people's opinion, not the probability of whether the person is going to produce or not. So those are 2 questions, my darling. 2 questions. I cannot predict whether the person is going to be good for the country or not. I can only predict, based on my research and data, what is the algorithms of the nation. That is a pulse of the people. That's what we call the pulse of the people. Allow me to predict if George Weah, if I knew in 2017, is George Weah produced? No, the fear will tell you that. I yield here.
So my point I was trying to make to you is that, yes, you said an opinion poll as to who the people will elect. And you went by opinion poll before and realized that here we are today with a leader who is not working the best interest of the Liberian people. So do you have any other methods besides an opinion poll that will inform your decision now that you are selecting Joe Buckeye?
That's your question. You're asking me to tell you something that's based on prediction or maybe some sort of palm reading or some sort of witchcraft or something like that. I cannot predict the results of these individuals. That is not what I do. If you want me to tell you what the people want, the people want just that is the end point. And now, the one thing I will tell you this much. What are the difference between Buckeye and Aware? Buckeye has some level of experience. Years of what is his name? Your president, Aware. He has his friends. His friends don't have the experience, and so he just got a bunch of Nico fools that running the country today. The difference in this scenario is that Joseph Boakai has people around him that are experienced in running the affairs of government. Now, I can tell you this probability of having a much better government or administrators of government is that between both Weah and Buckeye will be a much better president than Weah was, because he is putting together a team of people who actually have some level of experience and are not there just to build houses. If they do later on, look, it will be up to Buckeye to order people, fire people, move people, change people. Now that's his job, not mine.
Thank you very much. Senator Richardson, you done? Your 3 questions?
Yeah, she answered my question exactly what I was getting at, which is that, opinion poll in Liberia is not the only thing that one should use to make an informed decision as to who's going to run our country. Our country is at the point where people, if you're going to select a leader, you really have to know, what have this done. You have to have some kind of past performance behavior to at least predict the future of that person. And that's why I was wondering if that's what she was, she used the opinion poll to help inform her decision. But that's okay. That's what I only.
Thank you. But your 3 questions are done, right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. The Minister Fagon, talk to us. You got 3 questions, sir.
No, I don't have 3. I have 1. And good evening, Madam Cooper. How are you tonight?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Hey, man, I'm sorry for your voice, but I know it will come back because you really deliver a powerful message today. And I must thank you for that first and foremost.
I adore you, Falcon.
Thank you. My question is not 3, but it's very simple, but at the same time, very rewarding and difficult. History is about to be made, and you will be part. Simple question. Do you realize what you have done? Especially today, when I saw you call for a handkerchief and the women joined you and they were weeping. It was a powerful moment. It was the highest moment of your delivery. Do you realize what you have done today in the Republic of Liberia? Do you realize how many people you drew over to Ome Buckeye today? Do you actually realize what you've done today?
Thank you, Eugene. Thank you so much. It was intentional. That is what we get when you speak to the people and the people give you a direct response as to where they are, what they're feeling, the discontentment, the contentment, the good and the bad. This is when you talk to the people on the ground and you connect with the people. This is the result. This is not. I have an end. I've worked for corporate America. I've done. I roll with the big dogs. I'm going to be president of Liberia. We have got to go down to the people under the grassroots, in the trenches, in the slums, in the ghettos, and you have got to speak to the locals. You have got to speak to the pimpin' boys. You have got to speak to the market women, and that is a level of work I've invested in this election, and that is what yielded to my conversation with the people. And you saw the response of the people. People are tired in this country. People are tired, and that was the cry of the nation. And so, in what you said you now, yes, it was intentional to remind people that even in the home of George Manuel Weah, the president, the current president, there are people in there who are they want out. They want out. In the executive mansion that wants this guy to be gone. So here it is. We have an next president. So I'm glad to be part of that history making process.
Thank you very much. Let me go over to Councillor Lamik Pagoy. Councillor Pagoy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Now I want to know from Ms. Cooper what went wrong between her and Mr. Weah for on a political stage, because I mean you see most of the people who supported Mr. Weah last time jumping away from him. So for her, what broke the deal?
It's simple. He's a horrible president. He's a thief. He's a commander in thieves. And we don't want a rogue in our seat of the presidency, because what happens when you have a joker in a rogue, you people start expecting the nation and the seat of the presidency. And he's a very unserious person. Finish. Done deal. This is not a personal vendetta. If my father, Mandela Cooper, was sitting in the seat of the presidency and carrying on such idiocy in the seat of the presidency, trust me, I'll be reacting the same way I do to Weah. So I don't think because Mandela Cooper had something with this individual in the past, she's going to give him a carte blanche to do whatever the person wants. We're talking about our beloved Mama Liberia. One thing I'll tell you this much. I grew up in a village in Yakin. Since I was born, I was a little child. I was taken to the village of Yakin River G. In that house, my great-grandparents, there were 25 other children living in the house. The great-grandparents were really wonderful people. The only thing was an education and the love of God. We walked miles to church. Didn't matter if you're a baby, you're just a small kid learning to walk. You walked and you got to that church on Sunday. And on Monday through Friday, there were no nonsense individuals. They had zero tolerance for nonsense. And waste jokers of friends that he placed in the power of the position of power in our country. They're a joke. I grew up without without accepting mediocrity. We have a president who's super mediocre. We have a president who has absolutely no knowledge, zero knowledge of what it means to be president, of what it means to run a government. But you know what? He was what the people thought they wanted. And now they're saying they don't want him. This is not a personal vendetta where I didn't have to do anything to me. He has done enough to the nation, disrespecting our Constitution, disrespecting the seat of the presidency, and doesn't understand that we're in an urgent place right now and we need to be delivered. He has no solution to our nation problem. He has got to go.
Yeah, but Ms. Cooper, I mean, people will ask you that some of these things, some of these allegations that you made against Mr. Weah were things that you should have known from the onset. I mean, they were not things that most of us did not know. So you saw that, and yet still you decided to support him, and now you call him a thief, you call him an unserious person, you call him someone, you call him
a commander in thief.
These are not new things. These are not new things. So people could question your political judgment. I mean, if the things that now you know of him that were already on plain view, that you did not take note of, and you said the only reason why you are supporting him was because the people wanted him. So if someone could easily wonder whether you have good political judgment, Ms. Cooper. What do you say about that?
Oh, darling, I have a very good political judgment. Now, let's go back to Eugene Falcon. We are out about where we give the people, that is why the people wanted to turn them away. We could those judgment. Why do you think I ran in 2016, 17? Did I run? Because I knew where I could not deliver nothing. But they wanted, and we always respect the will of the people. So, we want to have good political judgment. Oh yes, indeed. Absolutely.
You have another question, or that's your question?
Now, I will save my next question for last.
Thank you very much. Again, let's welcome our Hussein Wal Fadiga. Thank you for joining us, brother. You're a very busy man, but you always find time to be on Spoon. Thanks. Bo Ali, I have Mandela Cooper, the political leader. Your question, sir.
So firstly, let me say thank you to Ms. Cooper, Madam Mandela Cooper, for endorsing. And I don't have a question. I just want to make a comment here. You know, we sit at times and blame others for supporting. We are all guilty of that, of supporting other people. But I am one person, including Joseph Boakai, who believes that George Weah must happen. George Weah should have happened. Because if we had not taken this dark cloud off our political landscape, it would have still be hanging there, and it would not have given any good politician, somebody who is fit for the presidency, to come back. If we had elected Joseph Boakai in 2017, he will still be around. There's still be other good people who are supposed to come, maybe like Gongo. But you know, Madam Cooper, I listened to you today and you made a very brilliant statement. My question is, how seriously do you intend to take the campaign for Joseph Boakai in Liberia?
Brilliant question. And thank you for the statement made as well. Around this campaign, I intend to stand with this opposition government, or I intend to fight until we get the win, and hope that we can galvanize and get more people, opposition bloc as well as the incumbent bloc, to make sure victory happen. Because it's not just because I'm leading towards Honorable Boakai. We have got to continue to push the people, remind them. Don't forget, there's a lot of poverty in our country right now. There are a lot of hungry people. There are a lot of tired people. And if we don't continue to sing that nursery rhyme, they will go back and return to that abusive relationship. So my goal here is not just to endorse and sit back. My goal is to fight until the end. There are a couple of things we're looking at. The international community, the intelligence community, and I depend on intelligence a great deal. And without intelligence, I don't make sense. I don't make decisions. Because the intelligence community has to tell you where things are happening, how they're happening. So I the intelligence community. They flags that there's an attention. And I've been raising those concerns. I post, I say it. There's this election. That's one thing we're going to tackle. Number two, this incumbent government, they want to withdraw or withhold the funding for this election so that they can only put small money out. Small money. You know, John, we are president of small money for people, for instead of the money. So their intention is to withhold money so that the election commission can be strangled and put up a fortunate election. Number two. Number three, I'm going to use the power I have invested in me, from wherever it comes from, to call on every well-meaning Liberian across the world to come home, not in December, in October, to come and help us be observers. Because ending to rig this election to Ghanaians from all over the world came home. If they couldn't be poll watchers, they were observers. We gave them the credentials to become observers, to make sure there's no policy, no fraudulent activities, no inconsistency. We have got to start raising the red flag now so that we're not going to court after election. So these three things, they're not the only things, but they're the major ones. The potential for rigging, the intention to withhold the funding from the election commission, and thirdly, those are critical, and I will be instrumental in making sure not just raising funds, make sure we can pay over 10,000 men, women, and the young people to watch every vote that's casted. We have 2,080 precincts across the country. That's 2,080 precincts. Within those precincts, we can have up to 5 centers. And those 5 centers, we need individuals, either 1 or 2 individuals in those rooms. And then we have to have backups. And then we have to have observers. So we're calculating about 15,000 strong men and women as poll watchers and election observers. Now, that doesn't include the international community. They are going to try to rig. We're going to give Weah one term. All of the stolen funds he has, that's enough for him. He can go sit and enjoy his free money that he didn't earn. And that's my intention. So, Mo, I'm with this campaign. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get at this campaign to make sure on Victory Day, I'm in that seat and I walk away.
Boy, you have another
Thank
one?
you. Yes, definitely. Madam Cooper, there has been accusations around that Ambassador Barker does not believe in women empowerment, primarily because Yombi Kanga Lawrence was not selected as his running mate. Now, I have seen you interacting with him on several occasions. Does he come across as that person who doesn't believe in women empowerment?
Here's the reality, and people need to stop bringing emotions into politics. Because in politics and business, we don't bring emotion. We are after the numbers, the dollars in business, and in politics, we're after the votes. You have to look at the results that came out of NIMBA. NIMBA has 308,000 votes, potential votes. Now, what's the number that came out of BASA? Does any of you guys have it? It's a sound. It's a sound. And I know that lady. If you look at, we look at numbers, and we don't paper with emotions. You see, there is what Yami Kaka exhibited. She says, you know what, my emotions are going to be caught up in the situation. It's about the vote. And I support my brother, Kun. Congratulations, Kun. Let's work together. Kun went to Yami and hold her foot and see my sister. And we seal the deal. There's no emotion in politics. And people who don't understand politics always say, oh, but and I have a friend, and I don't want, and I no. It's about the numbers. When I do deals, I'm looking at the numbers in terms of dollars. So people should not bring the emotion. I don't like when people bring the emotion in the politician. Because for me, it's disgusting. Bring a sound mind, look at the numbers. It's all about the votes. It does work out like women? Yes, he does. Does he mean well when I'm around him? Yes, he does. We went to a lunch, Grand Bassa County. He looked around the table. He said, my kid right here. He said, Yomni, does he not respect women? Yes, he does respect women. Why not bring the emotions into politics?
Thank you. Fadika.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mo. Fadika?
All right, Mandela Cooper, welcome back, man. I'm so proud of you. I think you did the right thing for Liberia. But one thing, I know you besides what the Liberian people want. Personally, can you tell us 1 or 2 qualities that you have seen in Ambassador Barker for which you believe the Liberian people should entrust him with the presidency?
Liberia is a great country. Liberia is a wonderful country with incredible people. Besides the fact that our country is one of the most beautiful countries in Africa, we have everything we need in terms of human capital, in terms of knowledge base, in terms of experience. But we're all divided people. We are extremely divided people. The last time I talked about this vision on the show, some people got emotional. And me, I don't deal with emotion in politics. Trust my papa, I'm still moving. In business, as long as you don't touch my money, I like you. Now, here's the deal. We need a unifier in this country. And Bukai is going to be that unifier. Every time I have a chance to talk with this gentleman, he sits there and he talks about his desire to unify our nation. And that is why Liberia needs to move anywhere. We need a unifier. You heard the wail, the cry of the people today. People are tired because they thought where was going to be the unifier. To finally bridge the gap between the haves and the have-nots, the educated and the uneducated, the indigenous and the so-called non-indigenous. We need a unifier. And that is why some of us have come to be a part of this effort to unify our nation. There is too much divisive politics that's taking place. And not divisive in the cities or record experience. It's divisive like, oh, we've always seen the kind of people always in power of authority or in point of authority. We always see that type of people in position of authority. Now it's time to have a diversified government. Bring everybody together under one umbrella called Liberia to move this country in the right direction. So that we don't just kind of say pro-poor agenda. We want a Liberian agenda. That idiot thing that George Weah brought with his bunch of idiot people, that was nonsense. Probably a pro-poor agenda. And in nature, we're all poor today. In nature, we're poor. Now, does Joseph Boakai have the ability to unite Liberia? Yes, I believe he does. And if he comes to the point I feel he's not doing it, trust me, I will yield here and turn the microphone back to you.
All right, that bring me to my second question. Just one follow-up question before I get on to my question. Madam Cooper, if I'm getting you right, there's some feedback from somewhere. If I'm getting you right, that means
I cannot mute because she's on my phone.
Oh yeah. So if I'm getting you right, you have suspended your campaign to give your full support to Ambassador Boakai?
That's correct.
All right, thank you.
My campaign to focus on Boakai's campaign because he's the leader of the opposition bloc right now.
Thank you so much. So just bring me to this question. I know the other time you mentioned something about the ticket, and they were concerning to you about the other ticket on the other side. And a lot of people went at you when you mentioned, and people say it was divide. And one of the things I agree with you, people go after native vote all the time. Like in Nima County, people won because our people are divided along tribal line. I look at tomorrow there will be a ceremony in Grand Bassa County. And the ticket, of course, the names that coming out of those both tickets seems to be not diverse enough from what we are hearing from out there. Even one of my good friend told me that yesterday. Are you still concerned? Do you still hold that belief that ticket is concerning?
Well, when you don't know what's in the belly of the beast, you'll never know. You always be afraid. It's like children, at some point, oh, mommy, there's a monster under the bed. But when you go look on the bed, there's a monster. Look, the reality is, I had a great opportunity of sitting down with Honorable Prince Johnson. We had a very long talk to find out what his intentions are. I had a chance to sit with Jeremiah Coon for 2 hours. We talked about who Jeremiah Coon is. We talked about where he's from. What has he done for Liberia? In the sense, not what money I gave people, but who is he? I want to find out his upbringing. How, what are some of the things that we learned about? I had a chance to talk to this guy. And you know what? The funny thing is, I found the guy, my father from the same village. He was born and raised in Lima. And that's where he has from Lima roots. Like, Lima from the village in Andocante, in Jinepo. And we started everybody, our parents knew together. And now, that has sealed that deal. Any concerns that I had previously, again, you go in, you talk to individuals, you find the facts in the reality, and you come out and say, okay, I have no fear. If I had spoken to Honorable Prince Johnson and I had any concerns, I wouldn't be here today. If I had spoken to Jeremiah Gould, if I had any concerns, trust me, I wouldn't be here today. But after I spoke to them, and I had a chance to speak to Boakai, I had a chance to speak to my sister Yumli, and we realized we are the right team to rescue this nation. And so, no, I don't have any concern.
I was specifically referring to the Cummings team. Do you have concern with the Cummings team? I know you had concern with it a couple of weeks ago. Do you still have concern with that team?
Well, look, here's what I would say. We're all in the opposition and each other. But when Cummings is spending all your money and trying to play politics, we're coming to us. You will see that the people are not leaning towards Cummings in this election. They're not leaning towards Cummings in this election. If the Liberal people are leaning towards Cummings, trust me, my brother, trust me, I will be over there. I'm not there because the people are not leaning towards Cummings. So that Cummings go spend your money. Then Charlie gets her name on the resume. They'll say, oh, I was a vice presidential candidate. It's good for her resume. It looks good. You're young. You were selected as a VP running mate. It's great. Spend some money. That's fantastic. But let's be serious. The Liberian people, based on data, opinion polls, people are towards a Cummings ticket right now. So it's not me. It's the people. I only got one vote. If I vote in this election.
Let me ask you a question. Thank you very much, Fadika. And what the guy said to go another round of question. Let me ask you my question, Madam Cooper. Were you spoken to by the Cummings camp concerning a VP slot, concerning this position to be VP?
I wouldn't have taken it, even if it did, which he did not. But I wouldn't have taken it because, again, let's not forget the data and the algorithms of the polls of the people. It's very important. We may think it's not, but it's important. The people are not leading towards a Cummings ticket. And I particularly was looking for a participation trophy from this election because there's Liberia's future is at stake. George Weah cannot and must not return to another 6 years of leadership. He's already shown us enough. I think Obama, who says being a president only amplifies who you really are, shown us enough of who he is, and we cannot really return to power. It would be a disaster for this nation. So,
when you, Madam Cooper, I'm sorry, Madam Cooper, when you returned, I mean, you went back to Liberia just recently, and you stay in Liberia, I believe, and you met Mr. Cummings, you and Yeke. You met Mr. Cummings.
Absolutely.
You spoke with Mr. Cummings. You visited him. You gave him a chance. Yep. What were you trying to achieve through your conversation and your visit?
We have got to unify the opposition bloc was what I was fighting for. Our conversation was about the unifying the opposition. I already knew that Bukai was the lead in opposition. It would have been great if Cummings would just step down one notch and accept the VP role. We would not be having this conversation today. But Cummings does not want to accept a VP role. He wants to be president, and that's okay. And like I said, I'm not going to knock him. He's my friend. I'm not going to knock him. But the people just don't want to Cummings presidency now. And someone said it is good that because otherwise Cummings will be the next president. I don't know. They try Bukai. People want to try Bukai. And after try Bukai, maybe they say, you know what? That man, he's going to get healed. That man no Google. That man, he can do some numbers. He worked for corporate government at the country. So his time will come in 2023.
You went around the country, or maybe your team did some data analysis, and you came with the conclusion that Mr. Boakai, Ambassador Boakai, is the man right now that can redeem Liberia, and therefore you are supporting Ambassador Boakai. Your analysis for Mr. Cummings. Why not Mr. Cummings? Why you think the people at this time saying no to Mr. Cummings? What's the issue?
It's the research. It's the research. It's the research. It's the pulse of the people. I've never gone to any village or ghetto or slum or talked to any Pepe boys that said, come in with whoa, come in with whoa. No. It's this man. It's the old man. It's the old man. And so what am I to say on this show this evening? The reality is that people want this man. They don't even want George. Our rating went down from 35% approval rating to about 28. It keeps plummeting. It keeps going down and down and down. And Bukai keeps going up.
Wow.
And if we stay stagnated.
My last question will go to Fagon if you have the time. Real quick, will you offer anything through your conversation with JMB and his team? Will you promise anything? Did you do this just willingly with no expectation of getting a reward tomorrow?
I'm here. The first thing we have to focus on is not a job that I'm looking for. It's not a position I'm looking for. Mandela Cooper will always be okay. Because as a young woman, I saved tons of money. I invested in tons of stocks, and I have my life plan out until my kids graduate college or graduate school. I'm good, so I'm not desperate for a job to see like for a change.
Thank you.
Now, if they offer me something, that's great, but I'm not desperate for work.
Thank you, Fagon. You want to take us home, or if there any other question, then we can. Because Madam Cooper is very tired hearing her voice. We want to say thank you very much for joining us tonight. Again, I look forward to seeing you next week. Oh, you got a question, Counselor?
No, I've got a request. The opinion polls that she did, can she share the written report with us?
You have to give me small team for that video. I've been afraid. Give me small team.
She said you gotta pay for it, man.
No, I mean, she said she did an opinion poll that informed her decision. So, I mean, there should be no money issue if it's a personal poll that she did to tell the public what she did, so the public can know that she's not just saying something because she wants to say it.
Lami, get a one small thing for her opinion push. She spend money on it.
I'm gonna spend money on it.
They want to
Thank you, Madam Cooper.
My man, you're using
Apparently, there's no opinion poll. No, probably there's no
thank you
opinion
very
poll.
much.
Sometimes people say
We
those
look
things.
forward to seeing you tomorrow and next week when you have the time. We say you're always welcome on Spoon. And again, we're going to dig into this endorsement. But when you make, my last question, what you make about Bodo Cannon, though, people are trying to see what she spoke, but she came from a whole different place, man. I'm a mid-setter. And we'll play this video. What you make of her, the person that you fought for 2020, and now she's standing by you and endorsing Joseph Yimambuaka. Talk to us about Bodo Cannon, please.
Bodo Cannon is an amazing woman. I love that gal. You know, we have built such strong sisterhood. We're from two different ends of the world, but we just have this bond. You know, she's an amazing woman and very humble, and you know, she's traditional and she teaches me tradition. You know, sometimes you spend so much time outside, you forget some of the beauty in our culture, and that's what she and Yum does with me. They are credible women, and I love spending time with them. She's great, but she's brutal. And Miguel, we're different.
Now that you're not running for the highest seat, are you contemplating running to become Senator of Monserrate or any county?
Well, there were tons of messages that came to my phone today from people all over, like you're saying, Madam Cooper, please, we beg you, please run for Monserrate or Senate. I said, hold on. I don't want to be distracted in this moment. I have a war to fight, which is to make sure this election is not stolen from us. The intelligence community is so important. They have told me over and over again, not just from one country, from several G7 countries, that your election is. I don't want to say too much on here, but there's real evidence that they're trying to rig it. I have got to spend my time focused on that. If I'm ready to not do that, so let me rescue Liberia right now, and then I will think about myself. Like I said, I'm not in a rush.
Thank you very much, Madam Cooper. It's always good having you on Spoon Talk. We appreciate your time, and have a wonderful evening, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're going to come back to Fagon. Fagon, here we are, the voice of Madam Cooper. Great endorsement today. The last question hit me, though, because folks called me today and said probably she's thinking about running to become a senator for one of those counties. But talk to me, Fagon. You heard from her.
Well, again, I like when my friends say, these people endorsed President we are before, and it's not relevant. It is relevant. If you look at the neck map, you will see her name there as a presidential candidate, and she got a little bit of percentage of the Liberian vote, and so she carries with her people. She's not coming with herself. She's coming with people. And when you look at other candidates in the race, they're picking people that don't have constituency. And so let's look at the senator's playbook. Whenever I talk about the senator's playbook, you're talking about people like Madam Cooper. Then. They got human being in with them. They're not coming by themselves. They're coming with students, Yanabo, Wheelbarrow boys, market women. They're coming with people. Compared to other people who will say, you know, I will support this. How many people you got behind you? So when we say the senator's playbook, Bapolu have spoken. We already know where Bumi is. Kedma is already in line. And so that is exactly, she talked about the opinion polls. She talked about polls that she did that helped informed her decision. Me and Mo were just talking that evening. When I went to double check what Mo told me, it was absolutely correct. The ABC radio station that is in Kawa Umbai, what's his name, Wilson Tape, had a poll today at random. And what happened? Out of 161 votes, because the way the sorting is going, they said 10 votes were invalid. But George Weah, in Wilson Tape radio station, got 42 votes, and JMB got 107. Joy FM had a sporadic poll this morning. Joy FM. JMB had 52. Joshua had 2. Kumis had 2. What does that tell you? Go to Nimba. Radio Nimba in Saniquili. JMB had 33. Joshua had 14. Kumis had 2. Gonglo, who is from Nimba, had 2. Now, in the other counties, we don't need to go. So her endorsement is huge. Botokane endorsement is huge. And Yombi endorsement is huge. From what I can see and what I know now, I heard it. Botokane said, and I end on this note, that, Papa, you're not going anywhere. We know their plans. They got the sniper rifle. And you, Stanton, you know about the arms that were brought into the country, how it was being discussed. The police displayed the arms. Now, this is not my rhetoric, Bagoy. This is police displaying the weapons. They were not wearing gloves. And they told us these are sniper weapons, all that stuff. When she spoke today, she said, Papa, don't worry. Stay here, we know their plans. We will go in the country and we'll bring the votes to you. And so those were powerful moments. I think Mandela Cooper's endorsement is one that any other political leader would have loved to have. And the fact that they went to JMB today, it is extremely huge. And it is relevant to our political process because of the numbers she was able to give us in 2017 on the political map. Any other person with an endorsement that does not have, did not run for the presidency as Stanton, and did not have number on that map, you are also important, but again, not as important as Mandela Cooper, who ran for the presidency and got numbers on the map.
Thank you very much, Minister Fagon. Councilor Lamy, I think you come from another angle with this, though. But hearing Senator Boto Kane saying, Babolu is yours. The man that is running, that would beat, actually, the chairman of ANC, Nathan, Amaracona. Amaracona is doing extremely well in Babolu. Wherever indication he gonna unseat Nathan, who is not well, by the way. Nathan is sick. I can say that because that's my uncle-in-law. I didn't know till he called my father-in-law and he lodged my complaint. But this is not about relationship. This is the fact. The Amaracona is doing extremely well. If it's not Amaracona, maybe Paul Kennedy in Bapolu. But these people are saying that they are supporting Joseph Yima Boyka. Amaracona got the blessing from the Unity Party, the standard bearer Joseph Yima Boyka. If those two, the incoming senator and Both are kind of saying we gave you. But what say you, Councilor Lamine? What's the scariest spin you can put on this? Though you come from another position, but talk to us, Councilor.
No, I mean, I'm not going to put any spin on it. When you talk about the senatorial race for the legislature, if you look at all the elections results, the incumbents are always an endangered species. All the elections results since the second elections after the 2005 election, the incumbents have always been endangered species. So it doesn't say much if you say Nathan is going to lose. It doesn't say much. I mean, most of them will lose because the people see them as people who are not in their interest, people who are basically, I'm not specifically talking to him, but they see the people in the legislature generally as people who are corrupt and not in their interest. So most of them are not going to return. Okay, whether a senator can say I will make everybody in the country vote for a particular candidate, that's something that is we stretching the logic too much. They'll be stretching the logic too far. Obviously, they will have their influences, and it's very possible people could vote for one person and vote for another person. Voting for a senator doesn't mean that you vote for the party that senator is from. There is the presidential candidate from the party that senator is from. So it's a common sense thing. So one thing you can guarantee is that each of these people who are endorsing Mr. Boakai will be likely to give their votes to him. But if you go to 2017, some of them did a C endorsement in the first round. Second round, they went to Upon. They went to Josh Weah. So right now, you can almost say that they will vote for him. But between now and elections day, some of these people are people who trade in money. Say, take Mr. Johnson, for example. What caused the rift between Mr. Johnson and the CDC? If that situation is resolved, because according to Mr. Weah, it's money business. So maybe if the money business is resolved, you can never tell. He's an unpredictable person. Before election day, that could be a different ball game. So, I mean, the only thing you can guarantee when someone endorses you is that the person's own vote may come to you. That way you can guarantee it for sure. Because the person is going public when they say they're voting for you. But for them to tell you that I will give you every other person that's in my country, I mean, it may or may not be true.
Well, I'm not going to go there. I will keep this for more Ali and Al Hussein. You're telling us and the world in Liberia today that probably Joawea will settle Prince Johnson and Prince Johnson will flip. That other one I feel my mom.
That's a possibility. That's a possibility.
Ali and Fadiga, maybe you can respond to the councilor here.
The thing about the councilor, one of the reasons
I'm sorry, Fadiga. Let me be more Ali first.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I will start off with the Prince Johnson part first. And I'm going to take him for his word. I listened to him. He appeared on the Prophet Key show. And that is what Councilor Magoe just said. Prophet Key put it to him just like that. That President Weah said is because of money, and that if it's possible, if he settles you to deal with money, you are going to go right back. So his answer was emphatic. There's no way he's ever going to support Weah again. He is done with that chapter, and he is now with JMB. So I want to take him by that. But there are a few things that were said by Dr. Richardson. She's gone, and I wanted to just clarify. She said Ambassador Barker was there for 12 years and he did nothing. President Salif was president for 12 years. Joseph Barker was vice president for 12 years under President Salif. And I believe that President Salif did well for this country. I believe that she did well as president, both she and Ambassador Barker. But if, for any reason, Dr. Richardson then believed that President Salif did not do anything, and that if people associated with President Salif giving you support, then it means that you wouldn't do anything, then I believe they should ask Mr. Cummings to drop from the race. Because President Salif unequivocally supports Mr. Cummings for the presidency. She does not support former Vice President Joseph Boakai. So if you believe that their administration did not do anything and that any of them will be a very bad influence, I don't see how you can be associated with her and then asking another person not to be there. I don't see the logic in that thinking. So if you believe that they didn't do anything and they are bad influence, then tell Mr. Cummings to tell President Salif, no, you were bad influence, you were failure for 12 years. We don't want you. We don't want your support. We don't want you connected to us. So those kind of logic do not flow. And to Councilor Pagoy, I heard you say, yeah, you said there aren't only two sides in this election. Councilor Gongo is there. Yes, true, Councilor Gongo is there. And this is somebody that I respect and I admire and love. You and I have spoken about him on several occasions. But I also believe that in addition to somebody not being corrupt, and you stated that, you know, they make bad decisions, they go on another bad side. Just like Councilor Gongo, who have worked in government and come out from there with nobody bringing out any sting on him to say Councilor Gongo was corrupt. It's the same thing with Ambassador Boakai. The advantage that Ambassador Boakai has is that he has got more experience, vast experience in all sides, as vice president, as minister, as managing director, and he has actually been able to play a role in the very top echelon of government. These are the experience, or those are the experiences that Mr. Boakai brings to the table that puts him over Councilor Gongo. And so it will really be a good thing if we all want to get rid of Mr. Weah, who we all agree has done so much damage to this country, that instead of us, you know, dividing the votes around, that will make him to get a little bit of hope, or tinge of hope, or modicum of hope, we should come together and fight and kick him out. And then we have a better president, and we can prepare the likes of Councilor Gongo and others to take over this country and to help Ambassador Boakai to run a very good and strong government that will fight the vices of this country.
Thank you very much, Bo Ali. Hussein, we're about to go to the phone line. Let's just go ahead, my brother.
Let me make this try to be as quick. I was coming, but one of the things that had me flying.
No, take your time. Take your time.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
right, yeah, one of the things that had me flying home, when I heard my good friend Lamiu, Councilor Lamiu, asking Mo Ali for us to elevate the discussion. Every time I hear elevate the discussion, you know, when you're in a boxing ring, the underdogs always won't fight you because they want to dare you. When you experience, the honor man always won't find a way to put you into disgrace you. And this is what happened. Look, Mr. Boakai have no. I love Councilor Gongo. We had him on the show, but these two people are not in the same league. I mean, asking for a fighting match or political debate. Look, we have a precedent that economic policy was if you can't get rest, you can't support scarcity or whatever he said. You more when routine rest is expensive, you cannot support scarcity, and he became president. Our people don't vote on those things. Even in America, our politics is more. You have to be relatable. You have to be likable. It's more personal. Look, that's why people will vote for Donald Trump. Even though he said he would grab women by the private part, he said some outrageous thing. People voted for him, not necessarily because of what he said, but because they can relate, they can connect to him. They feel like borrowing from Mandela Cooper. They feel his pause. So that is that component of election as well. People think that election is just all about this. Look, we have seen politicians come here and give platform. We saw Propo. People can come here and give everything. We just have to believe and have faith that they will do it. It doesn't mean that they will do it. But look at the track record. This man has an impeccable record. I mean, no blemish on his record. For almost this year, if this man say Honorable Burka is poor, if this man, I have yet to see some of the lawmakers that even stay one term, and you go and see what they have acquired. This man have lived a modest life. He has lived as an astute citizen. He has wealth of experience. He served in different ministry. He served as a vice president 2 terms. And then you look at him, you want to point in a league of people that just been ministers, even Councillor Gonglo. The last time I heard, all his cases when he was the Solicitor General, he never even won one case. He lost all the government case. So, I mean, the thing here is you are asking for too much. You know, and we know where that's coming from. So when you guys keep talking about elevating the discussion and something, the discussion is already elevated. The Liberian people have seen one person that is more experienced. Liberian people have seen one person that is a noble person, and he's only asking for one thing: to rescue that country and turn it over to a responsible hand. I think Ambassador Boyka administration is the true transitional government. That administration will be the true transition that will safely deliver Liberia to our generation. But we need somebody that is experienced, that is responsible, that will do that. And he is that person. So I beg you, when you keep asking for that, the elevation, the discussion has already been elevated, my brother. You know. So the best thing that Ali said, let me just end this. Why waste vote? You know, because everybody will have the time. Councillor Gonglo still have some age and some on his side. Do the honorable thing that Mandela Cooper did. Cancel that, suspend your campaign, put the broom, bring the broom. Look, the train has a lot.
But I want to ask you, allow me to ask you, I beg you, before we go to Fagon, allow me to ask you. You are making, and this same question will go to Fagon likewise. That is, you're giving me a headache.
Yeah, that was
Cooper came. You had to my head. You know, says that Mandela Cooper came on the show, and she said, "Listen, Cummings wasting his money." She said, "Cummings wasting his money."
This is a one round
indication. Every indication, the ghetto, the slum area, everywhere. If it's not JMB, George Manawea, why do you think Cummings not saying it that way? I mean, what's the hidden juice? The hidden reward you think Cummings is fighting for? Because he's not blind, he's a corporate executive.
No, there's
what's in this thing that's still pushing Cummings?
I mean, there is a delusion component to it. There is something that there are some people, they are fatalists. They believe that there is some divine favor that will come down, and they believe in miracle. I think what Mr. Cummings and his team are looking for now is a miracle. So they are faithful people. Like I said, they are fatalists. They believe that some unseen hand will make him president. So he's just there looking for that miracle. It's a good thing. Some people are lucky. You never know. But when you look at the reality, it doesn't jibe with what they are anticipating. Because Ambassador Boyka is strong. Ambassador Boyka is his cognitive ability is sharper than some of those young people. So what they are banking their hope on, which I feel very appalling, will not work. The best thing they can do is to do the honorable thing for this country right now. Suspend your campaign and suspend the money you're going to spend in Basel, trucking, paying $30. I saw something $30 for one person to go to Grand Basel. Suspend it. Suspend it. Suspend all the $30. Suspend all the bus trucking to begin with, because our Basel people are very conservative when it comes to vote. The Basodians are very conservative. So to think that you will go do it, that's small fitting a long time. We do small fitting.
So real quick, thank you. Let me bring in Minister Fagon. Minister Fagon, I'm hearing, please, folks, don't insult me. I'm hearing, and when I hear these things, it's important. The same question, but let me add to that question, Minister. I'm hearing that probably, maybe, Western guy will be in attendance tomorrow. What say you if Western guys show up to that program tomorrow?
I'm not going to run my opinion on the speculation as yet. And if it does happen, it wouldn't surprise me. As I said, and I will continue to maintain, I'm entitled to my opinion. I'm entitled to my conscience. I'm entitled to my thoughts. And I have the right to my political affiliation and my political expressions, being fully responsible thereof. If that happens, it will only give grounds to the fact that the election is between Omed Joe Boakai and Ma Ellen. You know, I don't need to tell you that Bazonga is Ellen's son, so to speak. Not biologically, but her political son. Just as Cummins and Charlene is. We have shown the record. Actually, part of her power sharing agreement with George Weah, I named the 5 cabinet ministers and what the position and mission was that Ellen assigned to George Weah. Ellen, from her UP side, wanted to maintain an outlook on the international stage. She told George Weah, I'm going to help you win. She took him to Banga, gave him a shovel, he broke grounds. I was in the party. She supported us in every way, shape, and form. And it was not hitting. And when George Weah won, she said, I'm going to take care of the foreign operations. Thus, the name Bazonga Finlay. I won the national security apparatus. Thus, the name Prince Johnson and Daniel Zienka. I want to control the information that goes out and stays within. Len Eugene Nangbe. I want to be responsible for land, air, and sea. Samuel Wulu. So, again, I've given you information ministry, defense ministry, foreign ministry, and air, land, and sea. Then she said, I need to control the local government power structure in the country, which is the strongest. Therefore, leave my son Vani Salif there. And so Vani Salif, just like Eugene Nangbe and the others, were left on to carry. The Liberian people voted for change, but Weah did not give them change. Okay, he did not give them change. Instead, he shortchanged them. Now, if you say, give me your opinion, I'm hearing Bazonga will be there tomorrow. My friend, I will wait until tomorrow. But if he goes there, you will ask me tomorrow, are you shocked? What thing will shock me? The election is between John Weah and Joseph Parker. No. Who supported George Weah? Who actually gave George Weah the power? Who shared power with George Weah? Who did everything for George Weah government until he put handcuff on her son's hand? At the end of the day, the Liberian people are saying there will be a clear choice between a monarchy where the queen continues to pick the leader or a democracy where the Liberian people decide who will be their president. And that is where we are. And so Bazonga has respect for Joe Parker. Bazonga loves Joe Parker. But I will wait until tomorrow. Again, just because Bazonga go there, don't mean Bazonga is in CPP. Maybe he was invited as a guest. But with the Basa people have already laid the groundwork and say that they don't care the party or Iran, they cannot use Charlene as a scapegoat. And the one word they continue to say is that Charlene is not Charles Walker Brumskin. Charlene is the daughter of Councillor Brumskin, not Councillor Brumskin. We're going to see that play out tomorrow. And so I will wait until he goes there and hear what he got to say or do, see what he does. And then tomorrow, I will tell you and my good friend, my namesake, Lami, you notice that guy got 2 R in it. My own got 1 inside, but he got 2 R.
Because you didn't spell your name properly. That's the reason why.
I was born before he said I spell my name properly. Ain't see some?
How you know you born before me?
That means supposed to not know.
How you know that?
You didn't get back.
I listen with Josh is on another place for Councillor.
I was born before you.
Councillor.
How you know?
How do you know you born before me?
They love
Councillor, I want us to come back. I want us to come back because we'll be going to the phone line. The people haven't seen the endorsement. They need to speak on this thing. Because of the CPP program tomorrow, UP have decided to move their kickball and football game to Sunday. Therefore, they do not want any interruption. They've been respectful to the fact that CPP is having the program. So they postponed their activities to Sunday. We are also saying that we're waiting for Tewon Say Gonglo. Number 2, I know the councillor will let us know when we're getting closer to that time. He will tell us, and we will cover that event as well. Folks, you know what is out there. And let me pause this thing before we go to the phone line. Mo Ali, I want to hear you speaking on this, you and Fadika. Fadika, you alluded to this, but this is what they said. There you go. Due to the huge interest being expressed by the public, especially supporters of the CPP, to travel to Buchanan for the program on Saturday, CPP Chairman Musa Hassan Bility is making available 35 United States dollars coupon each for anyone with vehicle wishing to be part of the convoy from Monrovia to Buchanan on Sunday morning. The only condition is that an interested person vehicle must be willing to lift others wishing to attend the program. Please contact Please contact me, whosoever wrote that, or at Ojada, beginning today, 12 noon on Friday to register your vehicle and receive the Cooper. We are also hearing that Musa Ability have gone to run empty buses to take folks to that part of Buchanan. You were speaking on that. I know that I want to come to Councillor Lamy, and I want to end with you and Moadi on this subject because you came late. Councillor Lamy?
So, I mean, I'm not a spokesperson for Mr. Cummings' campaign, and from what I see in that notice, it's just simple. They're asking for people to carpool. I think basically that what I just said there. They want people to carpool, and they will probably buy gasoline for them. I don't really see any much problem with that. That's their strategy. They should do whatever they want to do, and we shouldn't have any problems with those things. But I want to say something about what Mo said about people wasting their votes. You know, I've heard people make that argument before. The other day, a friend of mine brought that same thing up, and when I held him to it, he said, "No, that's not what he was trying to say." These elections will go into a runoff. To assume that it's some kind of strength match where you say this other fighter is the better fighter than this other fighter, so they will win a fight. This man is Muhammad Ali and the other person is George Foreman, so I will go for Muhammad Ali. I mean, that's patently not the right way to put the argument. To say people wasting their vote if they vote for another person. I mean, I don't understand how the guys will continue making the same argument. A lot of people say the same thing, and most of the time, the people who say that are people from their group. So they try to put a level of fear in people to say, if you don't vote for us, Mr. Weah will win. I mean, that's not true. Mr. Weah is not going to win because people didn't vote for UP. No. Mr. Weah will not win because Mr. Weah has not governed properly. That's just period. Period. That's the reason why he won't win. He will not win. It's not because people did not vote for UP. That's the reason why Mr. Weah will not win. From 2005 to now, Mr. Weah has never been, other than 2017, where he became the person with the better second choice option. Mr. Weah, all the other elections he participated in, he was never the second choice option of many other people. That situation is not going to change in 2023. He's even made it worse. He's not the second choice option. Everybody who will not vote for Mr. Weah in the first round in these elections will not likely vote for him in the second round. So to go around fear mongering, and Fadiga said similar things that Ali said, to go around fear mongering that if you don't want Mr. Weah to win, then vote for us. I mean, that's making the argument to be too elementary. And this level of fear mongering can only help to create disharmony in the society. We have to stop it. You guys have to stop it. Tell people to vote for you because you think you're the better candidate. Yeah, I agree. When you talk about more experience, all that kind of stuff, say that to people. My candidate is better experience. My candidate has been around for a long time. He can do X, Y, Z. But to say, if you don't vote for us, Mr. Weah will win, you must know that's not true. Mr. Weah will not win because people did not vote for the UP. So let's stop that level of fear mongering.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Go can I come here a little bit?
Ali, you want me to play something? So I want Fadiga to go first, please. Can we do that?
Right? Fadiga says something about Councillor Gonglo losing all his cases. You see, that the same thing I said from the onset. We have to be careful how we throw in propaganda the way you throw it in like that. Tell us some of the cases that Councillor Gonglo lost when he was a Solicitor General. No, don't just say, I heard somebody say Councillor Gonglo lost all his cases. I mean, how do you say that? There was some
Well, prove me.
one
He
case
loved
that
most
Mr.
of.
Obama did not participate in because he told the government that that case had no merit. Even though he was Solicitor General, he said, do not prosecute. If you prosecute, I'm not part of it. And they win and lost. So will you blame him for them pursuing something that he already told them did not make any sense? Will you blame him for that?
Well, that's why you are here to make it clear. I just based on the information
No, but
available to me.
you
Was
shouldn't,
that?
but you
I
shouldn't
was
say
that. Well,
something that you
nothing
don't
per
know to
se.
be
You
true.
know,
I mean,
Hussein, Lami, firstly, I did not say if you do not vote for the UP, then you are wasting your vote. I said we all, you and me, agree that President Weah should go because he has basically decimated this country to the war level status. And I am saying if we want him to go, we want him to go for good. If we divide our votes as opposition, one thing we should understand is that Mr. Weah 20, 25, 30% is constant. And I don't believe that all the time we should be craving for let there be a second round, then we will make a decision. Why not we come together and just give him a one blow, punching out first round on the first ballot? Because the reality is, I know there are candidates. I know that these candidates have got some degree of experience. Councillor Gonglo, for example, has all of the integrity. I respect him for that. He's a good big brother. But I am saying, in this election, if we want to kick off Weah, why don't we all rally around the candidate who has similar characteristics as Councillor Gongo? And on top of the similar characteristics, he has got the popularity. That is the argument I was making.
Just to.
Thanks for the clarification, though. But it came across like if you don't vote for us, the man will win. You know,
No,
thanks
you
for
know,
clarifying.
I wouldn't say that.
No. So, Lamille, you need to clarify. Yeah, I mean, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt here. How many cases does the good councillor win?
So, but in a law, they say who he alleges has the burden of proof. Now, you saying he lost all his cases.
Well, they are sticking to my point.
They have told you that he didn't lose all his cases. So come and tell us all the cases that he lost.
Well,
all the cases that he lost. I just told you one case that he decided not to be part of because he advised the government that this case, there's nothing to it, and he said it will proceed.
And it lost.
And they lost.
All right. Now we got one now.
There's not one against him because he didn't participate in that case. He did not. He told them do not pursue this case, and they said they will pursue. You remember the case with the Grand Gideons? You remember the case
leave that one.
So why would you throw something on in the public?
So guys, we gotta wind down. 6:34.
Can you give me that 30 seconds?
I will. Everybody will have.
Nobody talk to you.
Everybody will have the 30 seconds, guys.
Nobody talk on that topic.
Hold on 1 minute.
Yeah. So why you don't talk on it?
Councillor, I know that. Councillor, I know that you're moderating tomorrow. Wait for tomorrow. But today, pa?
But my day is Friday.
Friday. You're moderating Friday next week. Yeah, so just wait for next Friday, folks. I should announce that Dr. Richardson had an emergency. That's why she left the show. Because most of you asked, where is Dr. Richardson? She have never left us hanging, but she had an emergency. She had to leave quickly and run out of the house, okay? She will be back Monday. Fagon, take your 30 seconds each.
Yeah, other people, everybody had their time about this wasted votes issue. You know, Mo Ali is from the Unity Party. I am a nationalist and I support Joseph Numa Baka, and I love my Unity Party folks and all the folks that support them. And let me state for the record and be on the record. Anybody who votes against Joseph Numa Baka or against George Weah and vote for other candidates in the race, in my opinion, you are wasting your votes. And I like to call it wasted votes. Here is why. All the polls that are being conducted, we see nobody coming in third place. We just see Chobaka, Chowia. Chobaka, Chowia. If you come in close, just close. If they get 40, 60, then you will get 20, 25. Nobody coming near. Nobody. So do not take your votes and go waste it, where after the counting is done, you're only 3 that voted for this person in the place where 500,000 people voting. You just wasted your vote. So we expect people to say, I love this person, but we have a clear choice. It's either Ma Elling, represented by Jowia and the other group, or it's Joseph Newman Boakai that is trying to rescue the country, and we need to go that side. Anything to the contrary is wasted votes. And that's a debate I'm willing to hold, because there's no poll that shows that anybody is close in the third spot. In fact, the other day on this platform, Stanton, Dr. Moniba said that we are in the third spot right now, and we are climbing gradually. And I asked him, so you saying Kumis? He said, I just told you, we are in the third spot. I mean, Kumis not even there. And if Kumis say he in the third spot, the other man say, Moniba say he in the third spot. Gonglo say he in the third spot. And 3% divides third spot. So divide the numbers. The people will not waste their votes. So it's wasted votes. I stand by it. I'm entitled to my opinion. It's not a fact. It is my opinion. It is wasted votes.
Thank you very much. Let's go to I mean, you guys get 30-second each.
Yeah.
You don't call.
All right. Yo, Falcon already took the words from my mouth. I don't need to say much. The thing here is we need to leverage our vote. Look, why waste it? Look, I like the broom idea. Look, you have a tree, you can have a broom to help clean up, something. I love the whole broom something. I love the energy that he brings to the table. He will make a fine campaign manager. He will bring good. I'm telling you.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Remember when I asked him for the broom? If you are giving me that broom, I'll go to the wrong straight away to the paper. I said, because
I know. But we spoke with the councillor here, and I listened to. He has some real sound manner, practical approach to a lot of those things. But that is not enough. You cannot govern if you don't win any. You have to win the election, then you can govern. And from all indication, if you look at the margin of error, these people are not even near the margin of error. I'm looking at Mr. Cummings right now, based on the recent poll. They got here at 7%, getting a way of distance 7. I pray that he can come up, but with Charlie endorsement tomorrow. But I still don't believe it, because I'm still concerned about that ticket. But that could probably pull you around the 8th place with that ticket. But who knows? They got some divine thing that they expect coming in a way. But the bottom line here is, Lami, we are only saying that based on what we know and what I know you know, that the councillor do not stand a chance at this time, probably in the future. People are saying he looked like he's going to be third. When he's given the margin of error, he looked like he's going to be in third, based on what we see. But we got Nima Kante like that right now. We just need to solidify Nima Kante, and I think he can do the honorable thing, but putting his ambition aside and putting the nation first. So, as an advisor, I hope he gets your ear. You should transfer that message to him.
I meant to say advisor. Boy, take us to the phone line,
boy. That campaign manager.
Boy, are you with us?
I would really love you to play that interview with President Weah.
I like that to James. Let's see James. Let's see whether James got it ready. James, if it is ready, can you please?
President, I'm Joe Mora. Today we will be talking on a lot of things, and I can assure you, questions coming from me will be a very tough one. So you have to put on the thinking cap, because it ain't gonna be easy right here for you. So I don't know. You getting me right?
If I can answer your question, I'll check you up.
How fast do we hear of this? I mean, you check me up. The president, oh my God,
the necessary question that you ask, I'll give it back to you.
Jesus! It's okay, Mr. President. Just leave that. Let's forget about that. So there is this question I want to ask you: are you actually a politician?
I'm not a politician.
Get right here, man. How do you feel? How do you feel hearing yourself saying such?
It's sad to say that.
No, don't say it's sad. Don't say it's sad, Mr. President. It is clear. It is a clear thing that you are not a politician. You were footballers, so we didn't expect you to go, to go that far. But then, who encouraged you? Who encouraged you to reach that far? Who brought you on board?
I was brought on board by these people.
So for which reason you think they brought you on board?
People brought me because they wanted something. You understand?
No, I don't understand. Don't tell me you understand. What I actually want to understand is this. At the time, 2017, to you in your self mind, in your right mind, which position you think in the CDC party you were qualified for at the time, 2017?
I wanted to be even a sweeper in CDC.
I knew you wanted to be a sweeper. Yeah, you can say the truth, maybe the president. You can say the truth. You are a good guy. I like you. Can you say something about yourself? Say something about yourself, please, Mr. President.
I've always been this way. I'm a kind guy, nice guy, jovial man.
Yeah, thank you for being here. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the interview. Thanks. Joe Moore, my name.
So at last, somebody were able to have an interview with President Weah. More I remember, let me for you, but the thing is that the man said the truth. The man said I wanted to be sweeper for CDC, they back me. And the people brought me here. Hey, go, Boali, do your thing. Let's go to the phone line. Boali is crazy.
He said, who brought you? He said, people brought you here. He said, why they brought you here? He said, they want that something.
What did the people wanted?
The comedian, my man, the comedian and Sunday.
They wanted to build our houses. I saw that stuff today and I was just laughing. But anyway, before we go to the line, so I was saying, when people think that you or they see you support a political party and that party becomes a ruling party, they believe that the longer the party stay there or the time spent the party stay there for, you work in government for that time. And usually people say, Muali didn't work in government for 12 years, this and that. Hey man, I'm working in government for 12 years. The first time I ever got on the government payroll as a civil servant was in 2015 October, and I resigned December 2018. Period. All the other time, I've done my own hustle. I don't depend on government. That's why I'm a qualified person. And so these elections, we are there. Tomorrow, Joseph Baka win election. I'm not going to go to Joseph Baka to beg for job. What I want to see is a country where people can apply and get job outside of government based on their qualification. Now, I don't have to go be sitting to somebody door to sing muya muya. If I can apply to a company, if I can apply to a private institution and get a job, that's better. And that's why we need a government that will be able to create the atmosphere for there to be more investment, so that Lami will get 2-3 companies that he's a lawyer for. And Lami does not have to bootleg anybody to get government contracts. These are the things that we want to eliminate in this country. So when you see us supporting someone, it's not because we want necessarily for the person to give us job. No. I never worked in UP government for 12 years. I didn't even work in UP government for 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. We'll just do our closing. Let me have to go home. And actually, it's late from my end. I got to leave this office on a beautiful Friday. I want to say thanks to all. I hope we can see you guys on Monday. You know, Dylan will be in studio next week. We look forward to bringing Mandela Cooper again. We are reaching out to Rescue One Jose Yimambuaka, who will place a courtesy visit into our studio for the first time to have a wide range of national issue conversation. Whenever JMB join us, he join us either from his residence or when he travel. But this time we'll be bringing you Rescue One JMB from the studio. As we work things out, we want to say we appreciate you. Again, you will have Aaron Gray coming next week, Sarah Matthew, Leo, Napoleon Johnson, and Dr. Richardson will be back, and the guy's going to hold it down and have a wonderful conversation. Daniel Sano, Mo Ali, and everybody. Folks, you are welcome to join us. This is your network. You can come from the UP, the AMC, and wherever you want to come from. Come and be part of the program. CDC, you're welcome. We have one, Wozy. Then we appreciate all of your contribution. Councillor Lamy, thank you. While we stay put, I want to close with this, and everybody can do the closing real quick. What Jeremiah Kun said today. I just like to play this piece.
Let somebody have the laughter. They should be rescued themselves. We're not rescuing ourselves, man. We rescue the children that drugs killing everywhere. And the children we came to rescue. We're trying to rescue that mother who cooked 8 o'clock in the night for our children to eat, because only 8 o'clock the next day she will have food. Those are the mothers and the children we've come to rescue. These are the people we're trying to rescue. There's too many things to rescue to the extent that nothing here, so we got to rescue the country. So if you know what we can to rescue, please hear, we'll keep telling you small every program. Say you don't know why we rescue in this country. We're trying to rescue the confusion to our kept making for 5 years to the extent that the country still standing behind. We lay out the can lead up to our whole day. I can see why another you're making confusion. Thank you, God bless you. We need to rescue you.
I want to say that was powerful again, but more to come, because among them all, I love what JMB said. If you tie the goat to the tree, yeah, what he said. I'm not going to say.
Let somebody.
Why can't I pick it? James leave my team alone. Because I gotta play Yombly, I gotta play Bodokana. I won't keep JMB for last. That's why I want to close it. Let me use my time wisely. Let me bring in Bodokana.
Whether independent or not, I am with the Unity Party. Mother. We have gotten the rescue auntie. So I am the rescue Dicey. We are ready. We are ready to board a train. My dear sisters and brothers, do not allow this train to leave you. The train is loading. We are loading to rescue this country. Our people are suffering, especially Bapolu County. We are rich in mineral resources, but we are the poorest in this country. I am going to lead the people to Bapolu County. To rescue Liberia. The message has already gone there. We are only waiting to take the train. The train will be boarding to Bapolu County the next day. Some people were asked to say, you're a senator.
I'm sorry, I got to play Yombly. I didn't announce it, but let me play Yombly. We'll end with Joseph Boakai, the stand-up bearer, then you guys can do your closing.
Some people were asked to say, you're a senator. We got representatives. We got senators, we got representatives who are fighting with their oversight responsibilities to make these things happen. But the most important thing is to have a leader who has the political will to get it done. If we don't have a leader with the political will, we can never get it done. So we are here. And the only thing I like in the rescue song is say, no picking and no choosing. No picking and no choosing. Shut up. We are not here to fight one another. We are here for all Liberians. At the end of the day, after we have made Ambassador Boaka president, he is a statesman amongst us, our elder. We will bring everybody, even the ones who have messed this country up, back to the table. We'll bring them to the table in the spirit of reconciliation, in the spirit of oneness, to say, y'all come, let's do it together, but this time let's do it the right way. Let's do it the right way. And that's what they...
Thank you very much. And now for the closing, we'll go to Ambassador Joseph Yeman Boaka. I love the story about the goat. I hope that's what we have today. Let's talk and let's hear him.
And I always say, people say like you say, when you tie the goat, they will eat. But the goats there we have, you tie them, they eat the stay you tie them on, they eat the rope you tie them to, they eat the grass and eat the soil and jump on your stuff. Those are the kind of goats we have. And these are the goats want to free from you. These goats here, they are destructive goats. And so you see the country, see all of our young people. But wait now, even if your children don't play with the toys you play with, every child needs a toy. Every child wants to be loved. They want to go to good schools. What makes you so different? This is the end of it. We have 4.5 months. Today is the 26th. We got 4 more days, or 5 more days. Then the 10th. So you check, it's 4 months and 15 days. And that time, this country would have been changed, and this country is going to move. And that's what we're going to do. Everybody that will come on this train, you got to commit yourself to honesty, to commitment, to knowing that God didn't make this country just for you. We have people who believe we have only 3 friends, I, me, and myself. And we're not going to have it. Look at, go to the market. The market that we wanted to prepare for the weekend. Go there. Everything is in disarray. We want to make all our children just motorcycle riders and other things. They deserve better. So I want to thank all of us who are here, who are committed that to free this country. We don't want to go into 2-time election because then they start negotiating. Make us take it the first round. First round. So they won't even come to come and negotiate. And I'm saying to you, we are committed to that. Our job is to lead this country into better hands. An organized country with responsibility, young people that will do things for themselves and build their nation.
So this is the reason why I want to say thank you guys for your patience. After JMB said, "Why you tied the goat?"
I want to ask you a question. I'm craving. You the moderator, but let me ask you this one question. The old man you saw speaking, the energy, the body, the face. That's somebody there who said, "What the person can be there tomorrow?" The energy you saw in that old man. That's somebody there who they say coming down tomorrow. Hey, moderator. And that video you'll be showing you for the next 2 days. Thank you. That 1 minute of my closing. The only you saw with your armor.
I was going to bring that up because, you know, I can pick up the phone and call JMB. JMB can call me. I know the JMB I can talk to. And I would say this. Like I had opportunity before talking to George Manawia, Mr. Cummings. I know I've talked to JMB Frida whenever. I don't have to go through 1, 2, 3 individuals. No, I call him and he called me. But I said this. He's stronger than I am right now.
Yes.
His mind is entire. He remembered the days of the week, how many weeks in the month, very well. right there. The man is saying that don't give a second round, one time. Let's do this in one time. And he's right though. Because if you go to second round, I was saying, people will begin to negotiate for pardon. They will begin to negotiate, say, but man, cut a slack. The man say, give it to me one night, let go. But here's the important thing. When you tie the goat, that's where the goat eat, right? But JB said the goat not eat the rope. After eating all the grass, the steak you tie the goat on, the goat ate the steak. And who the goat coming for?
The goat coming here.
You better run, my people. October 10, you better run. That goat is about to eat you. Let's do our closing, guys. A wonderful program today. I can't wait to see you guys Monday. Let's start with the counselor in studio. Counselor, can you please?
Okay, so I will start by saying, following over something that Mo Ali said about the opportunities that we need in this country and not necessarily working for government. Unfortunately, most of the people you see on the political stage are people who are leeches. You know, when one government, when they leave one group, they jump to another group because they want to be leeching on the state. And I can probably say the same thing like Mo. I worked for the Liberian government for about 6 years. The entire period that Taylor was in the presidency, I worked for the legislature. And I left. I helped to form the Bromskin campaign and stuff like that. And a few years before Councilor Bromskin died, I think it was sometime in 2016 or 18 or somewhere there, a group of us, former FOB people, went to see Councilor Bromskin and was sitting with him, talking. And Councilor Bromskin said something. There are people, I will not call the people name who are in that meeting, but there are people out there listening to us that can confirm this particular conversation. So he said, gentlemen, if I had won the election in 2005, every one of you guys are going to be disappointed in me. Why were we going to be disappointed in Councilor Bromskin? Because Councilor Bromskin said we had no experience. What kind of job he was going to give us? Even though there were people in a group who were writing him letters that he still had, saying that they wanted to go to LPRC and stuff like that. And I told Councilor Bromskin, I said, but for me, I wasn't in it for the job. I was only in it to make sure we brought sanity to this country. And then I said, for me, I only wanted to be the president friend. We all laugh about it. But truly, I had no interest in going because 2005, I mean, I was just in my early 20s. What did I know about government? What kind of experience I had, even though I completed university, but what kind of experience I had to go into government? But how many of us we can say that same thing about? I've not worked for the government since 2003. I've not worked for government. In 2005, when the UP won, if I could have gone into government with UP because my position in the Liberty Party, and I was one of the few people who was publicly prepared to go on radio and say I was supporting Unity Party. So if I want a job, I could have put pressure on Moali and other people and say, "You made me assistant minister too. I won't be in our government." But I did not do it because that's not what we're in the politics for. How many of us you can say that same thing about? How many of us you can go in the public space and say, we're not in it because of the reward? And I would say the last thing, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he brought this in nonsense. Oh, no, you with Gongolo, you're not there for nothing. You're there because you won't get something. I look at the guy. I say, the guy doesn't know what he's talking about. If you knew where I came from and what I did, the risks I took in the political sphere in this country, when Taylor could shoot anybody in the head and nothing would come out of it, we were the few people who were going on radio and say things about his government. When all the other people were afraid, even those in exile, they were afraid to do it. And that's the reason why we've maintained our dignity. That's the reason why you can find issues of corruption about some of us, because we're not in it for the personal gain. You know, I when Mo said that thing, Mo and myself would be very close friends for a very long time. Very long. Forget about the fact that we're from the same tribe and from the same county. You know, I mean, that's not the basis of our friendship, though. But we've been very close friends for a very long time. So when he said that, I remember I said, we've been talking about these same things. We've been talking about the way we bring sanity to our country and about matters. And that's the reason why you see someone like me supporting Councilor Gongolo. That's the reason why I talk about transparency. That's the reason why I talk about policies. Because for me, it's not about what I get, how much money I need to survive. I'm in a very decent income. And most of the money I don't use it on myself, I give it to other people. So it's not about what I get. It's about how we can bring sanity to this society. And that's the reason when we see some of these people with sleazy characters all over the place talking about how they're supporting this person and that person. I mean, it pains us. This society has a serious problem. We cannot solve that serious problem with pedestrian logic. We cannot solve that problem with the kind of pedestrian, ideas that we see people going around. Oh, man, plenty of people here, so that everyone will go there. At their opinion pool, and people say they want the person, so are going there. I mean, how do we solve the country's problem by doing those things? We got to think about it. Eventually, the Liberian people will realize what is good for them. I mean, they probably haven't realized it yet, but we'll get to a point where they'll realize it. And that's the reason why some of us think that supporting someone that consider Gonglo to bring sanity to governance in the society is the best thing. It doesn't matter whether people mock us. I've been in politics long enough now for me to not care about what people say about me. 2005, I was a young man. Actually, 2000 when we asked Councillor
Gonglo, we have to go. I beg you. Can you make it short,
please? We'll continue tomorrow, but it's about bringing sanity to governance in this country. It's not just about going there to get job. When they take you all the 8 in Jomo and other side, no, we got to stop that.
Thank you very much, Councillor. We appreciate your time on the show. Let's just wait. We'll all wrap this thing up together to leave in peace. The Honorable Muhammad Ali.
Thank you. I didn't go to the program today because I had other things to do, and I listened to the people spoke. Two things caught my attention when Senator Jeremiah Kun said we want to rescue the people using drugs in the streets. We want to rescue the mothers who cook at 8 o'clock in the night for their kids. And I guess that was in response to what Eugene Nangwe and the vice president said, what they want to rescue that they didn't rescue over the time. The drugs thing, we talked about it last night. We need to look at it from various angles. If we don't take it seriously, it will take us very seriously. And I'm saying this from the point where, I listen to reggae music a lot. Where Joseph Hill says, Mr. Richman, share your riches with the poor. Because if you don't, the poor people will share the poverty with you. We will have some degree of sanity today if we don't stand up to fight this drug issue. The people will bring it to our doorstep. I tell you this, Stanton, everywhere you pass in Liberia, every night, every day you get up in the morning, there's some kind of dead body somewhere. And I am allergic to those kind of things. This morning I was going by my business and dead body laying, I read to where the washing car. The next thing they tell you, oh, the person is a criminal, the person was a criminal. That's why by the time it's getting dark now in my house, because somebody will harm you, then the next thing they say, oh, you're a criminal. Hey, I want to end up on this note, make reference to something Councillor Bagoy said. And that's one reason why I support JNB. Normally we sit with him when he and I sit one-on-one to talk. There's something he usually tells me. It's the same thing Councillor Bagoy said that Councillor Bronsky used to tell them, many of you will be disappointed. JNB tells us the same thing. Many people will be disappointed. Because if I win election, I'm not going for people because you support me. I'm going for qualified and competent people because Liberia needs to be rescued. And I agree with him. I will not go stay in front of Joseph Baga to say, oh, because I supported you, therefore make me Deputy Minister of Finance. What will I be doing there? I was at Finance. I was in a unique position as head of the WASH unit because that is my qualification. And another thing I've told him over and over, Mr. Standard Bearer, when you win election, one of the first things to do If we must show seriousness to fight corruption, the first step, as part of your first 100 days plan, is to institute an audit of this government, the current government. There should be at no point in time where people say, oh, you know, you this big uncle, you the father of the nation, therefore, you know, no need to go behind to look. Because if you don't do it, the other people that come in, they will start like that. We will be the first to rebuild if this government is not audited. Anybody who wins the election other than we are, you must make it your first priority to audit and bring people to book. Because you, Mr. President, need to set an example for those you will be appointing. And I'd like to close on that note. If we are not serious to fight crime, to fight drugs, if we are not serious to fight corruption, all the things we not be serious about will eat us up. Thank you, Stan, for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Mo. Let's go to Alfadika.
More you have said it, or I listened to my Labio, I listened to all the panelists. It's nice to be on the show. I think the Liberian people come here every day to listen to our opinion, and if we're saying crazy things, I don't think they will be coming. When you look at the polls and you look at the people that amount of people that call from Liberia, oh, say I heard what you say, and people that call you in private, they know that we are making progress, that we are striking some chords. I like what my good friend Lamir said, and that I think that's the same belief most of us have. A lot of us have been around for some time. I think we've been seeing each other on social media for a while, even though we're not close. It's love for country. A lot of us do this thing without expecting anything in return. I've joined a couple of political parties. My belief is based on what is best for Liberia. And because I go in this thing without any cash inducement, without anything, every political institution, political leader that I've supported in Liberia, I spend my own money. I spend my own money, I spend my own resources, and we know what we do. We went to the Igbo Math and different things we have done behind the scene. You ask Rodney C. There are so many stories that are given to Front Bay Africa that my name was never even mentioned. I didn't even want my name to mention that. Not talking about the countless other newspaper, all that, but it's because of the passion for the country. That is why when I see that the Liberian people want this ticket, you see what I can't understand is that a candidate is assumed to not be the right candidate if that's not the candidate you support, and that's one of the beauty of democracy. We all want our candidate to be the guy. If that your candidate is so that's the politics. But let's go at the reality. The reality here is it takes more than who got the broom or who lost so many cases at the when he was Solicitor General, or who won more cases, or who did it. You have that likability factor. You have that person that the people trust. You have that person that the people have confidence in. You can't blame them. They came from that point. Look, our country, we have tried the Reverend in the name of Tauber. He did not work. We had the first native son, the Sawyer man. It didn't work. We had Charles Sitter. He was a little bit of preacher, a little bit of evil genius. But that didn't work. We brought women. We gave Africa our first female president. Something happened there. So we have tried. The Liberian people have tried. They have tried different things. Now they're about to give another person a chance. Look, George Weah needed to have happened. Despite the fact that the decision was bad, we told them that it was bad. We saw what happened. But that guy stood in the way of every viable candidate. And now he has shown what he can do. The pro-poor agenda doesn't exist. The Change for Hope just came to bring create new bunch of wealthy people. The whole thing is just a nonsense that nobody can understand. Now, you cannot make that argument anymore. Politics is not like religion. Sometimes you have to look at what the man can do. And there's nothing that anybody can say that would disagree that Ambassador Boyka doesn't have the experience, have not been in government for X amount of time, have not served. Nobody can say that he doesn't know what is going on in the country. He understands the problem. That's why I believe that this man is the true transitional president. This is the man that can safely transition the country to a younger and more vibrant a youthful Liberia. But to go and sit down and be trying with people that have 0% chance of winning, it's a waste vote. We got to get rid of we are out. That is a consensus that all of us agree upon, that George Weah has to go. How can we do that? It's by leveraging our resources, leveraging the votes. Why go sweep with a broom when Jeremiah Confini taking half of taking most half of the trash from Nima, in the name of corruption? He's cleaning up that place. We have a Nyombri in Basel. We have people all over. Why try to waste that vote? Come on, come home. Mr. Cummings, come home. Join the rescue team. We have enough space there. I know Eugene want to put it in the background. Please make room in the front seat for Mr. Cummings. There is a space right there in the VIP. Put him there. Councilor Gonglo too. We have a space for you there, reserved for permanent people. And that seat is still waiting for you.
They must say all of your damn mind. I just had to say, man. Faga, take us home, Faga. Look at Councilor Lamy face. He said, "Are you serious?" Councilor Lamy is so bad right now.
Well, let me say.
I mean, are they going to do maybe
mine? Councilor Lamy, we're just kidding.
My people, Mo Ali and Fadiga have said it all. So, not going to keep a lot of people waiting, but I just need to seize this opportunity to remind the Liberian people listening under the tone of my voice. If you didn't listen to JMB to catch your headlines tomorrow in your newspapers, your headlines should read nothing other than the fact that he stated. Fact number one, he said this train is about honesty and commitment to Liberia. Let that be your headline. The train is moving. He was very clear. The train is about honesty and commitment to Liberia. Those were his words, not mine. So you know what kind of rescue train we're on. We will break that down another day. Secondly, he said our job is to leave this country in the right hands. Meaning he knows that he's an elderly statesman. But we need him to rescue the country from these people. So that when he rescues the country, he will then turn the country over to the right people, like Tiawan, like Lamy Pagoy, like all these smart guys. That's what he wants to do. That is his mission. And he was very clear about it. Now, let me remind my friends on the other side, and I give credit to Mo Ali. No one has monopoly over knowledge. But maybe he forgot his own thing he taught me today when we spoke. When Tubman came to Liberia, Tubman became a lawmaker, went to the judiciary, spent many, many years before he became president. When Tubman became president, Toba finished school and came to Liberia. He served 19 years under Tubman. After Talbot, Charles Taylor came from America. All the people are naming they're coming from America. Look at the way they'll be made more. He said, damn it. They gotta be talking tip. Charles Taylor came from America. He had to go work to GSA to be able to understand. But Charles Taylor spent so many years with the progressives, burning flag, staging demonstration, fighting. After everything he did when he came to Liberia, they sent him to GSA. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf spent all her years in America. After Charles Taylor, when she came, the Liberian people said, hey, boss, your war bang will wow, keep it right there. Wait a minute. We use Charles Taylor, who are here fighting. He came from GSA in our fight war. Let's see what he got to do. You wait. After Ellen, Joe Walker has been there. You come coming from the corporate war. You come from America. You say you must be president. You don't know Liberian people. I have given you historical fact as shared with me by Mo Ali. Historical fact that you cannot even doubt or question. Look, let me say this to you. Tiawon Gonglo will beat Kumis. And I'm saying it again, take it to the bank. Tiawon Gonglo will beat Kumis. That is the Liberian people for you. Go back to your history. George Weah came first. Joe Walker came second. Bromsky came third. Prince Johnson came fourth. Before we even talk about Kumis. And the fact that the Liberian people say, go and take your position, like Tottenham did, like Talbot did, like Charles Taylor did, like Ellie did, and now you see Joe Walker after 40 years. Then you come, you say, you find no Georgetown, you copy America. Look, let me tell you something. Even Tiawon has got more strides than Kumis when it comes to Liberia, and has done more for the Liberian people than Kumis have done. I respectfully submit on this note by telling Liberians, you can decide to utilize your votes and be proud of it, or you can decide to waste it. But if you decide to waste it, turn somewhere else. If you decide to use your vote, smile, laugh, and know that you have achieved something, use your votes for Joseph Numa Boakai, the man who has served you for 40 years without complaining. I respectfully submit.
Thank you very much, folks. We want to say thanks to everybody. Good day. Thank you. Councilor Akpakwa, thank you. Aaron Kuban, we appreciate you producing tonight. Al Hussein, I heard that you, something on Monday. I don't know who's going to moderate, but tomorrow we'll be back here again to discuss.
Monday, tomorrow, really. I think Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay, but again, we'll be back here tomorrow because, you know, it's a big day for CPP. We'll be back here to discuss the issue. We want to say thank you for everything you continue to do for our nation, for your sacrifices and everything plus more. Till we meet again, folks. May God be with you. May God protect you. May God bless our homeland. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. A special one. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band.
Okay, folks, so thanks for following the program. Like you listen to the CEO tomorrow, the program returns with another edition. Thanks to all of you for following Baba for my end.
Spoon Television.